wait is finally over. After a month on the road, the Rowdies return home. The green and gold are set to battle the undefeated Pittsburgh Riverhounds tonight at Al Lang Stadium. And your Rowdies pregame show starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome back to Al Lang Stadium. It was a rainy start to our evening, but the tarps have come off. The fans are getting ready as the Rowdies get ready to take on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. You're watching the Rowdies pregame show on This TV Tampa Bay. I'm your host, Lyndon Blake, alongside Eddie Rodriguez. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages, but I think I speak for all Rowdies fans when I say we're glad to be back home here at Al Lang Stadium.
It's been a while, a long stretch on the road, but we're glad to be back here on our own house.
Yes, we are, and we'll get this pregame show started with some USL news and notes. It's time. It's been a busy week. Stuart Campbell is out as the Rowdies head coach. Neil Collins is in. As you know, Eddie, he's been a staple on the Rowdies defense, but now he's transitioning into this head coach role. Yeah,
definitely a player with a lot of experience on and off the pitch. Steps into the role as a head coach. And of course, this is great because he's got a UEFA A license, which is the highest license you can have in Europe. So he has been coaching already. I know he's 34 years old, so he was playing, but he was coaching at the same time. So this shouldn't be a hard transition for him from going to a player now to a head coach.
And here's what Rowdies chairman and CEO Bill Edwards had to say about Collins' new role with the club. He says, "I'm excited to announce Neil Collins as the new head coach of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I've witnessed Neil's intensity firsthand, and I know everyone in the locker room has immense respect for his ability and work ethic." Bill goes on to say Neil has the skills, the drive, and the attitude to move the club to the top of the table. Plus, it's great to promote from within. Bill adds, "I have great faith in Neil, and I know he intends to succeed in his new role with the Rowdies." So now it's time to hear from the new head coach. Our play-by-play announcer, Drew Felios, caught up with Neil earlier. Drew?
Has what has transpired over the past 48 hours really sunk in yet?
No, not at all. In a good way, I've not had a chance to think. A couple of people have asked me about not playing, but I've not accepted that yet because I've just been fully focused on tonight. The minute I got the job, my focus was on Saturday night. I tried to think what's important. I've got all these ideas, all these thoughts. Some of them can't affect tonight. So what I've tried to do is focus on what can affect tonight. We've crammed in what we could yesterday, and the players are in high spirits, and I'm just looking forward to watching them tonight and seeing this crowd rocking.
And I know some changes in the lineup. What type of a Rowdies team will we see tonight as a result of you being the head coach?
Look, the 24 hours, I've tried to make an impact. The players have been great, the staff have been great. Quite rightly, you're always judged on what's out in the field. Hopefully you see glimpses, and it'll only be glimpses of what we're going to see in the future. But in the future, you hopefully see larger and larger patches of that good stuff and less of the bad stuff. But I trust these players. That's why I took the job. That's why I gave up playing, career of 18 years, because I trust these guys. And I think given some help, they can improve, and we can see them even better than we've seen them already.
Coach, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Now, Eddie, what's your biggest takeaway from what we just heard from Neil?
No, he's right. In such a quick transition, when you go from being a player to now being a coach, you got to make sure that you implement your system. It's going to be a transition when it comes down to you got to separate yourself from the group a little bit. You got to get that respect. But the great thing about him, he's been a leader on and off the pitch. He's one of the players with the most experience on this team, on and off the locker room. So for him, it's going to be quite easy just to go. You got to be a coach. You got to be just strictly honest with all of them, and you got to just start the changes that you want to make right away.
And I know you do agree with this decision.
I think it's the right time. I think the club needed to get some points, and a lot of times in the professional sports, you got to shake things up. I think this is the right move at this right time. We still have a lot of soccer in the season, but you want to add points whether you're home and away, and after a while, you got to get results.
Now, it's only been 69 hours since he was a player. That's a quick transition. What's one area he needs to focus on heading into tonight's match?
Well, right now, it's really all about, getting your system. How are you going to play? Are you going to play with 3 in the back, 4 in the back? What you believe as a player. I know he's been a great center back throughout his career. Very accomplished, not only in Europe, but here. So what do you do? So that's what he needs to do right now, your formation and how you're going to come out tonight.
Thanks, Eddie. Now let's hear from the Rowdies players, starting with Joe Cole.
Neely's, he knows the team, he knows the players, he's hungry, you know, and I think the culture of the club, you know, promoting from within, I think it's a great appointment, and I think all the boys are really excited about working for him.
He's extremely passionate, and he demands a high standard from everybody on the field. He's been our vocal leader all season, and that's something that he'll obviously bring into the coaching, and I think it'll just take a little bit of time. Obviously, we've only had a day to implement kind of our style, and he was a former teammate and a friend, and I think guys will really want to fight for him.
I think he'll just be looking to impose his personality and will on the team over a course of time, and hopefully it starts from the kickoff tomorrow night.
Now, he was a very popular player in the locker room. What does he need to do to make his former teammates now respect him as an authority figure?
Well, I think the respect is going to be there because of what he's done on and off the pitch. Like I said, we talked about their experience. So now they need to look at him as a coach, respect him, because now they're going to have to respect his decisions. For him, it's about who you're going to start, how you're going to play, how you're going to play this game, and the changes that you got to make, believing in your system. And at the end of the day, you have to go with what your beliefs are, and I think he's going to do that.
And it has to help him being a Rowdies player to help coach this team.
Well, yeah, he knows everyone. And when you have players like Joe Cole, who brings a lot of experience as well, they're going to step up. And as Joe said in that interview, players are going to want to play for him. They're going to welcome the change. So they're going to come out fighting, especially at home.
I agree, Eddie. Well, we're going to have to go to break now. A lot of news to digest. But coming up in 2 minutes, we'll have a look at the Rowdies' last week's match against Richmond. We'll see you in a few.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Every hour.
Welcome back to Al Lang Stadium, where things are getting started down on the pitch as the Rowdies get ready to play the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Eddie, I know it's been a long time since you've been home, but everyone's pretty much ready to be back home and play this match.
Absolutely. The whole coaching staff and the players as well are eager to come home. You know, this is a great venue, and let's get serious.
Yes.
They get results here at home.
And it was a long road stint, so there was a big shakeup in the USL standings. Now the Rowdies sit in 7th place in the Eastern Conference standings. The Hounds have had quite the come up since last time. They're in 4th place, heading into tonight's match. Now it's time to look back at the Rowdies' last match against Richmond. We'll go to the highlights with Drew Felios. Drew?
All right, guys, I know home cooking has never tasted so good, especially after what the Rowdies have been through over the past month. Let's take a look at their last USL match taking on Richmond. And it was just another tough road game that Rowdies had to grind it out. Beginning in the 14th minute, free kick, Marcel Schaefer, a beautiful ball, but Neil Collins, the player Neil Collins, unable to connect. Then it's Michael Nanchoff with the corner. Georgi Ristov would head it down. Loose ball there, but Rowdies called for the foul. So let's go to the 38th minute. Good build-up from Richmond. Austin Yearwood with the cross. And then you got Dane Kelly coming in. Kelly, one of the true superstars in this league, just overwhelming that time. Cody Mizell can do nothing, and it's 1-0 Richmond. Take another look at Kelly. This is what makes him so great. In the second half now, Kelly would eventually find more space and let this one rip, but Cody Mizell is there for the tremendous save. This ball would have gone into the back of the net, but Mizell just quick as a cat that time. Minutes later now, Oscar Umar is gonna come on in with the shot. Now this shot is gonna be blocked, but the referee jumps in, immediately points to the spot. Take one more look, a handball called on Max Lakowecki. So, penalty kick coming up, and watch Cody Mizell again. Cody Mizell had a great night, but it just was not going to be enough. Into stoppage time, Rowdies still looking for the equalizer. Schaefer with the cross. Sebastian Wensati's header just over the bar, and the Rowdies drop another one. 1-0 the final on the road. Guys, Rowdies don't get the win there. They don't get the draw, but there were points in this road trip where even though they did not get a result, the play was much better. Hopefully, it can result into a win here tonight, guys.
Yes, Drew, we hope so. And there has been a change in power since the Rowdies were last at home, even though they did not score a goal on the road. Are you confident they can kind of go back to their home form easily?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of those situations where I'm not worried because they're creating chances. You worry when you're not creating chances. They just got to be able to put their chances away, and I think that's what happened on the road. A little bit unlucky, and that's why they're in this situation.
And we did see a few changes in tonight's lineup, so we'll see how this group of guys kind of comes together and plays the game. Now we're going to go to our injury report. We do have some new names to add to this list. We'll start with Kyle Karinga. He's out tonight with a right ankle sprain. He entered the Rowdy starting lineup after David Najam went down with a torn left ACL. Najam had a successful surgery Thursday, May 3rd, and his rehab is going as planned. So some good news there for the Rowdies right back. But tonight will be a good test. Now down 3 defenders.
And that's one of those situations we have to be careful. You talk about now you lose another one with becoming the head coach. You're, skating in thin ice there, so you have to make sure that you have no more injuries.
And we'll take a look at the weather now. It's 79 degrees. It's a little bit sloppy outside. We haven't learned about any rain delays, though, so that's a positive. We're looking to still have kickoff set for 7:30. Now we'll go to some player interviews to hear what they have to say about tonight's match with the undefeated Hounds.
Yeah, I've been told by multiple people I need to be careful out there playing right back. There's something going on. So defensively, I think the goal's the same no matter what position you're playing. Really is to lock everything down and make sure that we're giving up as few chances as we possibly can. And then our first and foremost priority is to be good defenders, and then everything after that is a bonus. So just stepping in there, communication, and knowing that I trust the rest of the guys in the back line.
We've got this great stadium to play at, a great bunch of fans. Let's get a positive result tomorrow night. We're very good at home, but we can get better. Believe it or not, we've talked about things that we could do better tomorrow night. So yeah, we're excited to be back.
Just from the short 2 sessions that we've had with Neil, we're going to go out there all guns blazing. We all know what we're capable of doing, playing at home in front of our amazing fans here at Owl Lang, and I think everybody's excited. It's a whole new chapter in our season.
Now, Eddie, you always say all the teams love coming to play here at Owl Lang Stadium. We know the Rowdies have an outstanding fan base, but what else makes this place special?
Well, all the teams in the league like to come down here and play because of the weather. They get to come down to Florida, especially from cold places, even like Pittsburgh. But it's such a special place because the way this building is designed, the echo of the crowd, and we talked about being the 12th player, meaning the fans. It makes you want to play as a player when you hear the crowd, when you hear everybody cheering you on, and that's why this place is so special for the Rowdies, and that's one of the reasons they do so well at home.
Yeah, and the weather is not ideal tonight. It's not our sunny and 75 weather that we like, but I have a feeling the crowd will not care about that. Guys, we'll go to break now. When we come back, we'll have some more of your Rowdies pregame show. See you in 2.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Guys, welcome back to the Rowdies pregame show on This TV Tampa Bay. It looks like the weather is starting to clear up, Eddie. That's good news because it was pouring here earlier. You couldn't even see.
Yeah, it's actually great news. A little bit of rain still, but, you know, this is perfect weather, by the way, for both teams. Everybody loves to play in the rain. I think it's going to pass, and we're going to have better weather, especially towards the second half.
Well, hopefully so. Guys, the guy you're about to meet is at Al Lang Stadium every time the gates are open. You've probably seen Chris Barron's outside Gate 2 shaking players' hands and talking with their families, and that's why he is our 2018 Fan of the Year. Let's meet him.
Chris Barron's. I was born and raised in St. Petersburg. I've been going to the Rowdies games since 1975 when they first started, and been to practically every home game that they've ever had. I just consider myself a fan, first of all, and hopefully, at least to some of them, a friend. They came along at a point in my life where I was kind of a little bit down in the dumps, and, you know, with the physical situation and that type of thing, and immediately it was an emotional uplift, and it was something to look forward to. Here we go. All right, here we go. We have this routine where we go down the ramps in the wheelchairs at full speed and like only hit the brakes, you know, at the bottom. I did that after the Rowdies won the championship game here. You know, it's just like a little celebration type thing. Rowdies fans are the greatest bunch of people in the world, you know, whether they win or lose. It's like I told one of the players, you know, we'll be there whether we win or we lose. And even at the airport, you know, when they've had a long flight or they've had a long day and they just want to get home, they still stop when really all they want to do is just go ahead and leave. I think Georgi Ristov is the one that I've known the longest. I had the pleasure of also meeting his family and, you know, play around with his kids after the game and everything. Joe Cole is another one. He hasn't been here all that long, but, you know, he's just a very nice guy. The players have said that the fans' energy feeds them, but their level of play and, you know, how they just don't ever quit also feeds the fans. That's the amazing thing about coming to these games is, like, you know, you not only meet other fans, you would meet potential friends and, you know, hopefully lifelong friends as well. So come on down.
Now, Chris was honored a couple of weeks ago at the Tampa Bay Sports Commission Sneaker Soiree, so he got to get a big award, got to get all dressed up, so that's pretty cool for him. And if you want to see more features like the one on Chris, you need to check out the Rowdies' social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, so you don't miss out on any Rowdies updates throughout the week. And you can always head over to rowdiesoccer.com for more information on how to follow. It's now time to take another break, guys. When we come back, we will scout the opponent, so keep it right here on This TV Tampa Bay. You're watching the Rowdies pregame show.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
It's time to celebrate and save at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save 35% on furniture and mattresses. Or get 72 months no interest on new styles to celebrate your home. Going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Hurry in and save at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business. Always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Welcome back to the Rowdies pregame show. We are looking at some kids having tons of fun in that grass despite all the rain we had earlier. I'm Lyndon Blake alongside Eddie Rodriguez. We're getting close to kickoff, so now it's time to focus in on the Rowdies' opponent, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Their draw with Indy 11 last week marked their 6th shutout of the season.
Yeah, definitely a team that is great, not only at home but on the road. A team that is very methodical when it comes down to playing defense first. And there you see it, they're 4-0-4. They're not afraid of just, going to a play, sitting down a little bit. You can see they've had 6 shutouts in their last 8 games.
And now let's take a closer look at the Hounds' style of play. Eddie?
Of course, it's all led by Bob Lilly, and this is what makes him so great. If you look at their flat back 4, as soon as they lose the ball, they're going to tuck inside the 2 defensive center mids. They're going to step and put some pressure on you. They're going to give you the outside. Now watch this. You have the right fullback tucking in, 2 center backs, the left fullback in, and the 2 defensive center mids. So the closest player is going to put pressure on the ball. They're going to allow you to take a shot from out wide, but that's way too far for you to be dangerous.
It's looking like it's going to be quite the match. Now we'll send it up to Drew Felios, who caught up with head coach Bob Lilly of Pittsburgh later on.
Welcome to Tampa. Probably not the weather that you expected coming in, but I know you know what you're in store for tonight when the Tampa Bay Rowdies play here at home. They are dynamic. How do you plan for that, Coach?
Well, let's hope we can get into the game. I mean, I think they are dynamic. They have a proven track record here, and I think with the coaching change, there's going to be a lot of focused players. We have our work cut out for us, but we're off to a good start. We want to stay near the top, so we'll be ready to play.
I know Hound soccer has really been tough defensively this year, 6 clean sheets as well. How will that translate tonight to a wet pitch here on the road?
Listen, if we try to sit and bunker, Tampa Bay can score 4 or 5 goals at the drop of a hat. So, we've got to be able to take risk. We got to be able to get forward. I do expect they'll have more of the ball than us and carry the play as good as they are at home, but we can't get in that defensive shell deep where we're just taking a pounding. I mean, with a wet surface, too much can happen. So, you know, hopefully we're able to get our chances, build our attacks, get possession at times, and make them work on the defensive side of the ball. And if we do that, hopefully we can find a goal. And, you know, a lot for us is going to be getting into the second half where we've actually gotten ourselves firm footing in the game.
Coach, thanks so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now, Eddie, obviously you know Bob pretty well. You played for him. Tell me a little bit about his coaching style. The Hounds are obviously very disciplined.
Yeah, you're right. I had a chance to play for Bob Lely and Hershey, and he's the type of coach who's very meticulous about details, especially when it comes down to building the team out of the back. He starts with defense first. 2 defensive center mids, depending on the style he's playing. Now, let's not forget, just because he plays great defense, he's got some great players going forward. He's going to take chances, especially on set pieces, free kicks. So let's not forget about him going forward and take some chances up front.
And we are so close to kickoff, but first, I know you have 2 key players to watch in this match. Let's start with Pittsburgh.
Well, for Pittsburgh, you know, everything gets around Forbes. Canardo Forbes, great midfielder. You see him there with a great cross into the box. But the great thing about him, he's always around the offensive side. True defensive center mid, great on the ball. So anywhere they're going forward, you'll see him. He's got great technical ability. Not the fastest player, but Bob Lely told us if we're going to be successful, it's going to go through him. On the other side, we have Joe Cole, and we saw the last home game here. This is what he can do defensively. He stole the ball. He went one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he scored his first goal. But more than that, what he brings to the table, he brings that leadership. Now, going at the attack, he takes care of 2 players. Great ball into the space. Georgi Ristov did the rest. So you have to watch out for Joe Cole to be the dynamic player for the Rowdies.
Now, we've talked a lot about the coaching change for the Rowdies, but we cannot forget about Georgi Ristov. He is only 1 goal away for now breaking the Rowdies' all-time scoring record, so tonight could be the night for him.
Tonight could be the night, and how special it would be if he gets to do it at home, in front of the home crowd. That's what everybody's been waiting for, so hopefully he can do it tonight.
And back to Pittsburgh. Now, when we spoke with Bob Lely yesterday on the phone, he was saying that even though they like to play a lot of defense, he was coming in here to Al Lang Stadium tonight ready to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's not get confused between playing a defensive scheme to come out and forget about offense. Like I said, he's going to take care of the set pieces. He's going to try to go forward when he can win the ball in transition, and he's going to try to hurt you that way. But for most of the time, he's going to sit back, and you're going to have to break him down.
Thank you so much, Eddie, for your great insight. Well, it is time to get things started here at Al Lang Stadium. For Eddie Rodriguez-Trufelios and our entire broadcast crew, thank you so much for watching the Rowdies pregame show.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
It's been nearly a month since the Rowdies have had a home match at Al Lang Stadium, and the road has not been kind. Hosting the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, coming up next. Well, it's the longest home break in the Rowdies' schedule, nearly 1 month without a home match. It's about to end as the Rowdies set to take the pitch against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and we're thrilled to have you along for the ride alongside Eddie Rodriguez, former MLS star. I'm Drew Felios, and what a night for Tampa Bay as the Neil Collins era officially begins. Eddie, he goes from reliable center back to the team's head coach. How does that affect this team?
That's right, Drew. He's so well respected as a player. Now he's going to have to gain respect as a coach, and it starts tonight at home where he's going to get some points. Bottom line, that's what he needs to do. He also has to establish his own style of play, and tonight is the perfect night to do it.
All right, let's take a look at some of the stars we're going to be tracking tonight. For Pittsburgh, there is Kennardo Forbes. Anything that they do offensively is going to run through number 11.
We spoke to Coach Bob Lillian and said if we're going to be successful, the ball has to go to their center mid. Forbes, he's always around the ball, always going at the attack. Great center mid, not a lot of speed, but he's got that higher soccer IQ. You see him on the ball, playing the ball out wide. And that's one of the catalysts for this Pittsburgh offensive scheme.
Meanwhile, on the Rowdies side, last time Joe Cole was here, he was sensational. Can he repeat that same performance
Absolutely.
tonight?
He brings so much to the pitch, not only his leadership. We see him here score the last home game, but also he can assist. He's got it all. He can defend. Now you see him with this great turn right here. And even better ball into the space for Georgi Ristov. He can do it all.
So a look at the orchestrators tonight. Joe Cole for Tampa Bay, Kennardo Forbes for Pittsburgh. And Eddie, have to mention how tough Pittsburgh is defending 6 clean sheets this year. The Rowdies are really going to have to battle for a goal tonight.
Very methodical when it comes down to playing out of the back, defensive scheme first. So for the Rowdies tonight, can they break him down? They have to be patient. When the play's on, you got to go get them.
All right, does not get much better than this in the USL. It's Tampa Bay hosting Pittsburgh. Coming up next from Al Lang Stadium.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
Set for kickoff here in Tampa Bay. Let's take a look at our formations first for the visitors, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We talked about Forbes and his influence. Also keep an eye on Francois, number 7. And in goal, Dan Lind, number 33. As for your Tampa Bay Rowdies, coming in at 4-5-0, several changes tonight in the lineup. Alex Morel, who has not seen the pitch this season, gets the start. And then Mago Heiss also, and Fitzgerald in the goal. We'll be talking about that a lot more throughout the next few hours. All right, let's send it down to the field. Lyndon Blake is standing by.
Thanks, guys. We all know it's going to be a big night for new head coach Neil Collins, but it also could be a big night for Georgi Hristov. Let me remind you guys, if he scores tonight, he will break the Rowdies' all-time scoring record. He says it only takes one game. Well, that could be tonight, guys.
Georgi Hristov, that a footnote, and the Rowdies coming back home here tonight as the rain looks like it has blown over. Should have a pretty good night for soccer. Neil Collins in his head coaching debut. 57 appearances for the Rowdies tonight. He is a coach. Bob Lilly needs no introduction. He is one of the greats in the USL.
Absolutely, definitely one of the better coaches in the USL. As a matter of fact, I expect him to go to the next level in the MLS the next couple of years.
Jordan Dover for Pittsburgh coming in at 4-0-4, and we'll also introduce you to our officials tonight: David Berry, Matthew Osterhaus, Walter Heatherly, Janessa Gunn as well. And Eddie, it is great to be back home. Ralph's mob making their presence felt here in the opening minutes as we size up the Rowdies and the Hounds.
Yeah, both teams, you look at the numbers, the games played, the goals pretty close, the goals conceded. Now you see the difference for Pittsburgh. They've only allowed 3, and that's what makes them so great. Shots on target. Of course, the Rowdies have the upper hand with 38. And you see Ivan Magalhães, one of the players who just came into the starting lineup, Brazilian player. Played for Eastern Florida down the street in Melbourne.
Our formations were brought to you by Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Of course, another proud sponsor of your Tampa Bay Rowdies. And Tampa Bay will throw it in on the far side. Eddie, we've seen the Rowdies struggle on the road over the past month. In these opening minutes, what do we expect to see with the Rowdies here at home?
Well, always in the first 5-6 minutes of the game, you have to see what the other team is going to give you. They know that Bob Lilly is the type of coach who's going to be very tactical, so they're going to see whether Pittsburgh is going to come in here and sit back a little bit, as they're doing right now, just giving the Rowdies enough time to switch the point of attack out of the back. They're going to sit back, but let's not forget, they're not going to give you the through ball. They're not going to give you the space behind that whole entire defense.
Rowdies eager to build some early tempo here at home. And Sebastian Wenzati in the starting lineup, making his presence felt for Tampa Bay. Forward out of Uruguay, former New York Cosmo, should have a chance to shine tonight. Dover to throw it in now.
Now keeping an eye on Cristiano Francois, the forward for Pittsburgh, one of the most dynamic players in the league. Number 7, you see him out wide. He usually starts from the right flank, but he's got the speed and the pace to get behind the whole entire defense. So watch for him to make those diagonal runs when he's on for the Pittsburgh team.
Eddie, pretty special to have 8 matches under your belt if you're Pittsburgh, and no losses, not one in the loss column. That's a pretty good start.
And that tells you the brand of this team. It's a blue-collar team. Bob Lilly doesn't believe in superstars. He believes in players who are going to come in, play to the system that he wants to use you at, like pieces of a puzzle, and you got to fit in the right way for you to be part of the starting 11.
Schaefer trying to cross one in. It'll be the first corner kick of the match tonight for Tampa Bay, and the corners for the Rowdies brought to you by Ashley Home Store.
Very important for set pieces for the Rowdies. This is when you can break them down, especially with a wet surface here early in this game.
Rowdies slip one in, and the ball gets by and into the back of the net. It didn't even take 3 minutes, and the Rowdies are on the board here at home.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Drew. Rosenboom touches the ball with the outside of his right foot, and the goalkeeper never sees the ball because it's skidded off the ground. Great early surfer by Schaefer, and watch this, just nice little flick. And that's the importance of just a little flick when the surface is wet. The goalkeeper tried to grab onto that, not enough. And just like that, your defensive center mid gets on the board for the Rowdies in the first 3 minutes of this match.
So call it the first goal of the season for Lance Rosemoon. Former Ottawa Fury has brought tons of respect off the bench for Tampa Bay and instrumental in the starting lineup here tonight. So a great start for the Rowdies. Now Dover tries to answer for Pittsburgh, and the back line for Tampa Bay up to the task, and the crowd is going to love that.
Great job by Portillo's just taking care of that forward. Takes a touch inside, clears the ball out of the back. Drew, this is the best start for the Rowdies. It couldn't have started any better for them, and of course for the new reign for Coach Neil Collins. That's the way you want to start the match.
Well, Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportsamerica.com to receive free shipping on orders over $50. As you look at the Rowdies' new head coach, Neil Collins, and he was calm, he was cool, he was collected in the pregame, Eddie, and he can sense that this is the opportunity of a lifetime that has come before him. You've got a stoppage in play here, and Joe Cole looks like he is being looked at right now, and perhaps a contact lens came.
He lost the contact, and you saw the new coach, Neil Collins, going back and talking to the assistant, Stuart Dobson, the goalkeeper coach. Like I say, this is a great way to start for the Rowdies, because what it does, Drew, it gives you time to relax now. You don't have to push the lines. You can sit back and let the game come to you. You don't have to chase it. Now, at that point, at some point, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are going to have to push the lines, and now you can just wait for them, put the 2 and the 3 in the back of the net.
Joe Cole was trying to insert a contact lens and did not look like that attempt went so well. So he may be going to the sideline here for Tampa Bay. So barely 3 minutes in, and the Rowdies able to register a goal after going 4 straight away without scoring. Eddie, they had gone nearly 400 minutes without a goal, 540 minutes on the road without scoring, and just like that, Tampa Bay gets rolling. As you get a look at our goalie tonight, Akira Fitzgerald gets the start in front of Cody Mizell. Eddie, what do you make of the switch in goal tonight for Tampa Bay?
Well, I think that Cody Mizell was playing pretty well. You know, a lot of the goals on the road were not his fault, but I see the change from Neil Collins trying to shake things up. He started that way, and I think it worked. It's one of those situations when you come in freshly and you're the new head coach, you got to make some changes. You got to create some things, and look, it's paying off dividends early in this game against Pittsburgh.
Hounds will send it down and collected. And this is what Pittsburgh likes to do. Jordan Dover now handling. Nice pass right to the center of that attack. Francois had it for a moment. Now they send it back out. And this is Kennardo Forbes, Mr. Everything for Pittsburgh tonight. And the Hounds will settle things also with Todd Pratzner leading the way.
Yeah, that's a player, Drew, that the Rowdies cannot afford to let him get comfortable on the ball. As soon as he gets the ball, they're going to have to close the space, because Forbes is the type of player that if you let him grow into his zone as the game goes on, he can do some damage, especially going forward.
That is a marvelous challenge by Ivan Magalhães, who is eager to get the start tonight. Defender out of Brazil, signed back on January 12th of this year.
Yeah, Magalhães, great left foot out of the back. He's got great size, speed, and he's a great center back. Of course, he gives you that ability to come out of the back, especially from that left flank. As you see him, that's going to be a great challenge throughout the game right there. Romeo Parks and Ivan Magalhães, 2 physical specimens, both players with plenty of pace.
So first corner kick of the match coming up for Pittsburgh. And this sent down by Kevin Kerr. 1 goal, 2 assists on the season. Hounds now jockeying for position inside the box.
Kerr, the captain, with an in-swinger, right-footed, right to the top of the 18. Doesn't quite get enough on it.
Rowdies exceptionally tough, Eddie, at home defending their own goal. They have not allowed a goal so far this year through 3 games here at Al Link Stadium.
And they haven't lost when they go ahead on the score. That's one of the advantages of coming back home, and they couldn't wait to get back home. And of course, play this game in front of their home crowd.
Now it's Manzotti. Nice save that time. That was Venka Yazil. Tomas Venka Yazil has made a big difference for Pittsburgh. Got a header for a goal on Wednesday night in an Open Cup win over Erie. Now it's Dover to throw it in. Pittsburgh doing a good job, Eddie, at the moment, possessing since that Rowdies goal.
Yeah, and that's one of the things they do well. Like I said, they're very good when they come out of the back. They're going to take their time. They're going to build out of the back, and watch this. Space and time in the box.
Switch the point of attack. Shot is on. Fitzgerald there to fist it out. But Pittsburgh going to throw it in on the far side. Very under control and methodical in possession are the visitors. Rowdies doing a little bit of chasing. This ball sent way over everybody, and it'll be a goal kick. Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, weekdays starting at 4 on More. It's family fun time featuring Steve Harvey, the Goldbergs, Modern Family, and Tampa Bay's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory. Turn on the laughs and get more with MOR. Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV. Tampa Bay, Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Lyndon Blake down on the field. Great to have you with us tonight.
As Fitzgerald gets his first 10 minutes in his first game of the season, he's got to get comfortable on the ball. He's got to get comfortable with that defensive shape. And as we said earlier, Coach Neil Collins shaking things up a little bit, all the way from the back.
Look at Kennardo Forbes. Huge role tonight. 4th year he's played under head coach Bob Lilly. As we've said so many times, everything goes through number 11. Rowdies will hustle down now. Alex Morel will throw it in on the far side. Coach Lilly had the privilege of coaching you, Eddie, back in your playing days. What did you learn from Coach Lilly whenever you were playing?
A lot of good things. You know, he's the type of coach who teaches you exactly where you need to be defensively and offensively. A coach that answers all your questions before you get on the pitch. Of course, very successful coach. You won a championship with the Rochester Rhinos already, and he was a great player in the NPSL Indoor League for the Harrisburg Heat.
Now the Rowdies with good pace and an outstanding move on the far side. Tampa Bay, right side. Looked like a hold. We play on. And trying to cross it over. Good hands by Lind. Shot taken, though, right back by Schaefer. Schaefer wanted a handball that time, and no whistle.
Great job by Schaefer with a driven shot to the far post, asking for a handball inside the 18. The referee says play on.
Portillo's had to work against the double team. Now Tampa Bay will send it back. So a quick answer by the Rowdies, and I like the quick strike ability they're showing.
Absolutely. Look at that. It wasn't going in, but just great idea by Schaefer, just driving the ball to the far post, because at that point, Drew, anything can happen. You're going to hit off of someone, and you could very well find it towards the back of the net. I mean, if you look at the goal score by Roseboom right there, it was just a nice little flick to the far post. Not a lot of power, but just enough to find the back of the net.
Magalhaes sends it down the pitch as Georgi Hristov. Hristov could certainly make history here tonight with a goal. And tremendous Venka Yazil that time. Slalom right through the Rowdies players. Nothing doing on the attack.
Yeah, great job by Thomas, just clearing everything out of the back. Went through 3 different Rowdy players. Tried to play that through ball. And this is when the Rowdies can afford just to sit back a little bit, switch a point of attack, maintain possession of the ball. Because right now you have the time and you have the score as well. Especially if Pittsburgh is going to sit back. Now the minute they start high pressuring you, then you have to go forward. But right now, control the time, control the tempo of the game, and take your chances going forward.
Michael tosses it in on the far side. Early Tampa Bay Rowdies goal. And late in the 3rd minute by Lance Roseboom, the difference right now. Little slippery tonight on the pitch. Ball's, of course, going to be slippery as well, and I think that certainly Well, it's a big reason for that ball squirting through.
Yeah, and if you're going forward, and if you're taking shots, this is when you want to drive the ball along the ground, along the grass, make it skip before he gets to the goalkeeper. And you saw what kind of effect it could have. As you see Fitzgerald bringing the ball down, no problem.
We talked about the ball maybe being a little slick, Eddie, but we saw the grounds crew working on this field. It is in phenomenal shape considering the heavy rain that pounded downtown St. Pete earlier on tonight.
Yeah, the home crew did a great job just covering the entire field prior to this match when we started to get some rain. Something I've never seen before. You've seen baseball diamonds, but not an entire soccer field. You see Bob Lely just talking to his defensive shape. They want him to keep the ball and not lose the ball out of the back. And you see very calm. He knows that there's a lot of soccer to be played. Like I said, a coach with a lot of experience, not only playing, but on the coaching ranks.
Now it's Jordan Dover, active here early on, part of the USL latest team of the week. Francois from the right flank. Rowdies retreating just a little bit as Lakwecki tries to stay with him. Portillo's also there. And now it's Zach coming away with it. Portillo's lays it off for Wenzati. And the Rowdies trying to keep it in bounds. And unsuccessful that time. It'll be Hounds. Ball deep in the zone.
You see anytime Canardo Forbes, number 11 from Pittsburgh, gets the ball, two players from the Rowdies are going to double team him, not let him get behind because he's so good on the ball. There you see him once again.
Francois the cross. And the Rowdies back line reacting as the ball goes to the far side of the field. Well, the Blake Down, where you can get a player's perspective of all the action around the USL every Wednesday with Tampa Bay Rowdies star Jack Blake. He hosts the Blake Down on the USL YouTube channel every single week, and he has become a star on the Blake Down. Get some great analysis on that, Eddie, week after week. Looked like got some blood on the field as one of the Rowdies players, I think, took a ball, Eddie, not in the spot he wanted to, using that head.
Yeah, I think it's Max Lakwecki bleeding from his temple. He's going to go see the trainer. And this is really early, but you see 4 of the players from the Rowdies are warming up already. And I'm not sure if it's because they're not sure if Max is going to be able to continue. You got to be able to stop the bleeding. And of course, with the new FIFA rules, you cannot have blood in your jersey. You see this bad tackle against Joe Cole, and here comes the first yellow.
So as he's being tended to right now, the Rowdies temporarily shorthanded.
They are. They're playing with 10. And you see 3 players, field players, warming up.
So a little bit of early adversity here for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and this is when you bring a forward or a midfielder to play in the back for Max Lakwecki, who's being attended by the trainer on the side. You don't want to be short-handed defensively. As you saw, Roseboom just playing defense right there rather than play defensive center mid. He went back. A little bit of that magical spray to close that wound.
Lakwecki played for Real Monarchs last year. Signed back on January 30th. An instrumental part of the Rowdies' attack here tonight, playing in the back line. Rowdies certainly have to be careful here, playing a man down temporarily. There goes down that time, and Wenzati will get back up.
Wenzati gets in the way when Francois was turning for the outside of his foot. That's when you want to break down the play. Once you win it, you want to keep possession of the ball.
This is the 4th home game for Tampa Bay. They have dominated Bethlehem, Ottawa, and Real on this pitch. Off to a great start here at home. And now another throw-in coming up. How about Alex Morel, Eddie, the Lakeland product, who's going to toss this ball in. Went to the University of North Florida, grew up in Lakeland, played for the Chicago Fire as well. First time in the 18 this year. What an opportunity.
Yeah, what a great chance for him to finally get on the pitch and showcase his talent in front of the home crowd. And it's good to see, Drew, that the new coach, Neil Collins, has confidence in you. Not only does he call you for the top 18, but the top 11, so you're starting now. As you see Max Lakawecki coming back.
Sebastian Wanzati, Uruguayan, from the New York Cosmo. 1 assist this year and a little bit bandaged up. Almost like Rocky, prize fighter. Put me right back in, patch me up, I'm ready to go.
As long as he's not bleeding, he can re-enter the game. Ivan keeping the ball out of the back. Now you see, Drew, how much time the Rowdies are taking coming out of the back.
Francois, nice run, tremendous speed he is showing, and Parks now with it from the right side. And first real challenge for Fitzgerald. They're trying to keep it out of the net, but it's an own goal. Lakawecki could not keep it out. And Pittsburgh has scored the first goal of the season from an opposition on the Rowdies at home.
Romeo Parks, great run down the line, takes a shot near post. Akira Fitzgerald with a good save. He gets low. A lot of spin on the ball as Max Lakawecki tries to hit the ball with his left foot. He puts it in the back of the net. And that is the dangers of that ball. Drew, you saw how much spin it had. So you have to be careful if you let it bounce. If you're going to hit it off the air, you got to make sure you make contact. And of course, that wasn't the case for Lakawecki.
So Rowdies concede for the first time. I want to remind viewers in Tampa Bay, next chance to catch Joe Cole, Georgie Ristoff, and the rest of the Rowdies on this TV, Saturday, June 2nd versus Atlanta United FC 2. 7:30 game time, pregame at 7 right here on this TV, Tampa Bay. So fans here a little shocked, Eddie, the way that goal came. As Pittsburgh has a goal to their credit, and now we're equalized at 1.
Yeah, it's one of those freak situations with a spin on the ball. This is when you, as a player, just want to forget about it and continue playing your game.
Akira Fitzgerald puts it on the ground now. Also want to mention there is considerable wind blowing in favor of Pittsburgh right now. It's going left to right here in downtown St. Pete. You see the flags on the far side, so that could have also contributed to the ball taking the bounce that it did. Roseboom nearly lost it and did. Oh, very aggressive play by Pittsburgh trying to win it back. It sails out. Roseboom will throw it in on the far side.
Yeah, you saw Romeo Parks going one-on-one against Roseboom and stole the ball. All you got to do is nick it. He did. Try to play Francois down the line.
Another Rowdy right now laying down, shaking up. That's Ristoff. Slow getting up. Some hard knocks Tampa Bay has taken early on in this game. Through the first 20+ minutes.
Referee having a word with Georgie Ristoff.
Nice. Right back now. This is Portillo's had it, and now Zemanski comes away with it for the Hounds. Jordan Dover, a Canadian, another former Rochester Rhino. There are so many of them on this Hounds roster.
Yeah, and don't forget that Bob Lilly coached for the Rochester team last year.
Another one given up. Kevin Kerr going to try and switch fields with it. The shot was on, by Parks, and the Rowdies have got to take better care of it, Eddie, along that backside.
Yeah, great ball by Kevin Kerr. Playing that ball straight across with Parks. It's a very difficult ball to hit. And the turnovers is what gets you. You see this bad turnover on Portillo's. You saw Parks trying to hit the ball off the bound. A very difficult ball to strike.
Rowdies a little bit shaken after that goal that they conceded. Trying to shake that off as Pittsburgh continues to work here. Dover will throw it in. So new coaching regime for the Rowdies. Talked about in the pregame, Eddie, how would the team respond to what Neil Collins was teaching? As Collins said, our first priority, get a positive mindset, get everybody working together on the same page.
Oh, no, he's right. He's got to get everybody working together. But more than that, Drew, he's got to get everybody believing in the concept he's trying to implement as a coach. And you have to buy into the system for you to believe in it. You have to put the time and effort into it, whether you agree with it or not. And that's when you see the sign of great teams that can do great things on the pitch.
Let's send it down to the pitch now. Lyndon Blake is standing by with more on Neil Collins. Lyndon.
Guys, you were just talking about his messages to the team. Joe Cole actually told me that Neil has delivered a lot of tactical messages. He listened to expectations of what's expected in regards to each other and how they play on the pitch. Cole said football is like working with a child, so there'll be mistakes early on, but they'll work and they'll build off this new change, guys.
All right, Lyndon, thanks so much. Joe Cole also with a bit of a different defined role now that Collins is not playing that center back position. Here's Schaefer.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a little bit more of a leader on the pitch.
Oh, taken down, and that'll bring a whistle out.
You see Portillo's taking down. This is a good chance right here for Schaefer with that left foot. Portillo's as well. Both deliver the ball, and once again, set pieces are so important.
Switching the point of attack now. Ball tied at 1, 27th minute. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Lyndon Blake. And our awesome crew here at Al Lang Stadium. Bring in Rowdy Soccer to you. A little miscommunication there as Wenzati tried to get it back to Marcel Schaefer.
He tried to play a great little one-touch. Schaefer didn't continue his run. He was going to be offsides.
Lynn hammers it out for the Hounds. Alex Morrell given a chance tonight by Neil Collins. Throw it in right next to Bob Lilly, Pittsburgh head coach. Magalhaes and Portillo's now touching for Tampa Bay. Also want to invite you to hit us up on Twitter, the USL's official Twitter feed. Keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Also follow the Tampa Bay Rowdies on Twitter as well. So many great bits of news and information coming your way. Special videos as well from training, day in and day out here in downtown St. Pete. Good touch by Dover. Rosewood though takes it out. Take down there. We play on. Dover squeezes it to Forbes. Rowdies able to win it back.
There's that lack of precision by both teams, but especially from the Rowdies coming out of the back. They do.
Ray Lee, good ball this time. Looking for the offsides. Francois was a little bit too far down.
He was offside. Portillo stepped in at the last moment.
And
Of course, the call is when the ball is played into the space. Francois was off. But going back to my point, Drew, you got to keep the ball, especially in the middle of the pitch. You see Roseboom having a little bit of a tough time coming out with the ball under control. And that's the difference when you have a more defensive-minded player like Roseboom, when you have somebody like Jack Blake, who's not in the starting 11, who's a little bit better technically on the ball going forward.
And at the moment, Eddie, looks like the Rowdies kind of trying to figure that out, huh?
Yeah, you got to get, especially when guys haven't played quality minutes.
Here's Forbes now attacking. Great pass. The pass is on. The shot is good. And Pittsburgh has scored again. Romeo Parks.
We talked about how dangerous Bernardo Forbes was for this Pittsburgh side. Well, once again, he does it again. Great through ball. Right to Parks in the middle, who does not let you get away with anything. Puts it in the back of the net. Watch this sitter right there. Great job by Romeo Parks. Takes one touch. Keeper Fitzgerald comes out. And just like that, Pittsburgh up 2-1.
So a game that could not have started better for Tampa Bay has now hit the skids at the moment. Rowdies have conceded 2, and they no longer lead. 30th minute, and it's 2-1.
Much better by Roseboom, just playing a quick ball.
Portillo's free ball there. Goalie came out. Schaefer trying to take advantage of it, but can't catch up to it. Tampa Bay will throw it in.
And he lost it right at the end. He was looking across the ball, found that ball in the box. Keeper came out. That transition in the middle for the Rowdies has to be a one-touch or two-touch. It's got to be quick. You got to move the ball, invite Pittsburgh to get out, so you can start playing that through ball to the center forwards. And of course, in the case of George Ristov, he really hasn't touched the ball, especially not on the ground, because Pittsburgh does a great job just closing the space in the gaps in front of him.
Challenge that time by Joe Cole. And along to the Rowdies. On the last goal, Eddie, by Pittsburgh, is that a play where perhaps the Rowdies missed the guy who is now their head coach, Neil Collins?
No, I think it's a situation where you lost the ball in transition. Same thing that happened, during the week against the Armada, when you lose the ball in a bad spot on the field and you're not set in the back with your defensive side.
Now the Rowdies with an opportunity. Wenzati lays it off. Schaefer tries to center one. Offsides. Going to be called off. Alex Morel ready to celebrate, and then looked over and saw the flag was up.
But you saw the difference, though, with the great movement off the ball. You see Schaefer, who's just a tad off, and once again is when the player touches the ball. Great service, though, to the far post. Alex Morel with a great finish one time. But you saw what happens when you move the ball side to side. Now you can create that space behind the defense. Now you can play that penetrating ball, and that's the one Alex is looking for. That's a number 9, that's a number 10. You want that penetrating run right in front of you where you can finish first time. It's exactly what Parks did for Pittsburgh.
So the offsides on Schaefer looked like it was Morel, but instead it was the German. Rausbaum trying to energize this home crowd, which is a little shocked here at Al Link Stadium. Tampa Bay had a lead 3 minutes in, 1-0, but a couple unanswered goals by the Hounds. Pittsburgh now leading 2-1. Magalhaes. Now Schaefer will play it behind.
Yeah, and see what Magalhaes is doing, just keeping possession of the ball. Make sure you connect the dots, play feed. That's what you want to do out of the back. There's still plenty of minutes in this game to come back and equalize the game and go forward. So when you put the ball in the air like this long ball, it's a 50-50 ball.
Zach Portillo's trying to catch up to it. Double teamed that time. It should be A corner kick for Tampa Bay. As you look at scores around the league. Corner kicks brought to you by Ashley Home Store.
That ended up being a great ball by Ivan Magalhaes. Schaefer, left foot in swinger. Careful with this ball, very dangerous. Schaefer.
Got a little air under it. It's going to score it away though. And Pittsburgh will now toss it in on that far side. Well, the Charlotte Independents in the first half, 1-0 lead over Toronto. FC Cincinnati, what a year they have been having, leading the league in attendance. All-time Louisville and Atlanta as well, giving Louisville all they can handle. Now Tampa Bay with Schaefer. Portillos back to Roseboom. Roseboom had it taken away. And Lance will catch back up to it.
Yeah, good job recovering in that run because he lost the ball, but it's that speed of the game that is so elusive, especially at that center mid. You got to get rid of the ball. You got to know what you're going to do with the ball before you get it. Crucial foul right here for the Rowdies. Good spot.
See Canardo Forbes, Eddie, telling our official, hey, look at what just happened to me, and you want to call that right there.
This is when you want to take your time. Alex Morel on the ball. And if you look at this, there's definitely a foul against Alex Lakwecki. You definitely want Schaefer on the ball with a great delivery, in-swinger left foot. When you're two center backs, this is when you miss Neil Collins. Great in the air, offensively as well.
Nice ball for the Rowdies inside the 18. Collected by the Hounds and cleared effectively. Here's Francois now as Pittsburgh attacking once again. Forbes lost it that time. And for the moment, for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch Hollywood's greatest stars 24 hours a day on this TV Tampa Bay. Plus catch all the stars here, Tampa Bay Rowdies as well. Watch every Rowdies home game on this TV Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's first 24-hour movie channel and the home of Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. 2-1 your score. Rowdies trail here, 37th minute.
Good tackle by Hunter. Gorski out of the back. See much better movement from the Rowdies, just keeping possession of the ball, but playing to feed. Look how deep Alex Morel comes to get the ball.
Now it's Cole inside the center circle. Out to Marcel Schaefer. Rowdies slowly working it downfield. Alex Morel, first start tonight. Schaefer on the ground. Tries to cross one in, and now he'll toss one in. Keep an eye on Georgi Hristov. Right in the center of your screen. Portillos, sense a little bit frustrated, calling for help that time, and now Hunter Gorski comes into the mix.
Yeah, no, he was looking for options to play feet. Nobody was checking to the ball, and that's what he was implying. Great ball into the box. You see Schaefer, that's a great delivery, looking for Alex Morel. And that is a very dangerous ball because he's going to hit the ground and skip away.
Sort of a wet night here at Al Lang Stadium. See the rainbow that has come in here over the last few minutes. Gorgeous sight and a big sports night here all over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Lightning in the postseason. Tampa Bay Rowdies back at home for the first time in nearly a month. And we're thrilled to have you with us. Rowdies right now trail for the first time ever at home this year, and let's see how they are able to respond. Kevin Kerr. Forbes sent it back, and they lost it. Rowdies with a good chance to counter here. Schaefer got it to Morrell. Now Morrell trying to do something with it. He's tripped up inside the center circle, and the official will give it to Tampa Bay.
Just great job by Morrell, though. Ball was getting away from him, and he drew the foul right at the end.
Alex Morrell had such a dynamic start last year, Eddie, and then sort of disappeared for a little bit. So excited to be back in the fold here tonight.
He definitely has the pace to get behind defenders, and you just got to make sure you find him in the right spots. And as a forward, you're only as good as the balls you get going forward, so you got to make sure you put the chances away when you do have them in front of the 18.
Francois and Dover. Jordan Dover. Schaefer. Schaefer quickly gathers the ball in. So our collection of youngsters on the pitch tonight, Eddie. And the Rowdies camp earlier on before the game, and then on the field, of course, walking the team out like they usually do, and just a great sight in the pregame.
Yeah, great atmosphere for this game here at home. Talked about how much the Rowdies love to come back and play in front of their home crowd.
First minute here at Al Lang Stadium. 2-1 your score. Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay. And lots of room to work with for Pittsburgh. And finally, Rowdies come up and challenge, and able to win it was Zach Portillos. Trick trying to orchestrate a run. He goes down. He's been on the deck several times early here tonight. Yeah, we'll say this through the first 42 minutes. Impressed by the overall speed and chemistry of this Hounds team.
No, we definitely knew it was going to be a very dynamic team. Even though on paper it looks like they're a very defensive team, but
ball squirts through again. Goal is open at the moment, and Rowdies can't get the ball back.
Schaefer tried to go direct one time, didn't quite get enough of the ball. But to answer your question, very athletic team in Pittsburgh. A lot of speed, good size, and the rest of the players like Forbes, very good on the ball.
Alex Dover. Cristiano Francois. So good off the dribble for the Hounds.
You see the difference now. Pittsburgh just keeping the ball, switching the point of attack, knowing that they have the time and the score. Looking to go into a halftime with a 2-1 lead.
Pratzner now, Pennsylvania native, 34 clearances, starting this run. Francois and Pratzner. Pratzner crosses one in. And that run dies for the Hounds.
Great run out of the back, though.
Any adjustments need to be made right now for Tampa Bay, Eddie?
It's difficult to say it right now. You're dealing with players who never really played this season, so you got to get that chemistry. You got to give, you know, the coaching staff led by Neil Collins just a little bit of time. You know, and by that I mean games to get things situated. It's very difficult to just switch players all the way from your goalkeeper and expect things to click right away. So it's got to be a process, what they call that learning curve. The Rowdies are definitely have to go through it the next couple of games. Let's see where things end up.
That's Portillo's. He's been active here tonight. Schaefer wanted it. Looks at Zach a little bit disappointed that he was not able to continue that run.
Well, it's a good idea. Just hit the ball with the outside of his left foot, but he's been so active. Great defensively, and I love the fact that he's got the ability to go forward as well, so he can bring something to the attack. But I do like the effort from all the players, starting 11 from the Rowdies, though. Everybody, including Alex Burrell on top, they've been running, they've been hustling, and that's what you want to do. Even when things don't go well, you have to put in 110% effort to change things on the pitch.
Lakawecki shoved from behind. Fisher does notice it. Coming up on halftime. Max Lakawecki patched up. See the right eye with the big bandage over it. It was bleeding in the first 10 minutes after taking a big shot. And that was a big moment for the Rowdies in this game, because it seemed like, Eddie, as soon as Lakawecki went to the sideline, the momentum of this game started to change.
Yeah, it changed a little bit. I know you asked me if they were playing down a man, and of course, indeed, they were playing with 10 men. And at that time, you just hope to keep the ball. As you see Schaefer staying positive, and even though it's a good idea, the ball did not get played into the right space.
Here's Francois on the right side. Francois sneaks one in. He's got some help. This shot is on and just over the crossbar. Kevin Kerr let that one rip. Top goal scorer, one of the top points getters. Kerr with the goal and 2 assists this year. Nearly had another.
Yeah, the captain, Kerr, looking for that far post. He was actually asking for a corner kick. We'll see right here if someone from the Rowdies make contact. Brings the ball down in the box. There's definitely contact. Lakawecki, that should have been a corner kick. He was right. 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Rowdies trying to orchestrate something here before halftime, but taken away as Parks continues to pose all sorts of problems for the Rowdies. Portillo's does win that one.
And once again, Portillo stepping in front of the forward. Time and time again, great anticipation.
Final seconds of this first half. And I don't believe the Rowdies are going to get another opportunity. So, first half certainly started well for Tampa Bay. You could not have asked for a better start. But then, Pittsburgh made their presence felt. Came back with 2 big goals as we go to halftime with a 2-1 lead for the visitors. Pittsburgh hoping to add to their 16 points this season. Meanwhile, the Rowdies trying to start the Collins era on a good note. Let's send it down to Lyndon Brake.
Thanks, Drew. Now, Coach, the game didn't really start in your guys' favor, but Romeo Parks really came up and was a huge comeback in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, Romeo's got pace, so obviously if we get a chance to get in behind Tampa, we will with his pace. But, you know, I thought we had a good response, and fortunately we're up 2-1 now. We'll have to tighten up defensively, though, and we're going to have to pass the ball better. A lot of turnovers on our part.
And you pride yourself in your defense, so is this kind of a shock to you?
We just have to try to win the game, you know, and Tampa's so explosive. It may take more goals this half. If anyone wants to win, you know, there could be more goals in this half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, Lyndon, thank you so much. 2-1 your scores. The showers start to fall over Al Lang Stadium. Halftime, Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Across Florida, we're listening to customers like you, and we're working hard to build the brighter energy future you and your family deserve. That's why we're making smart investments in the grid to improve reliability and prevent outages, to use more clean, renewable energy like solar, and to give you better control over your energy use today and in the years ahead. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Two to one your score here at halftime. Pittsburgh Riverhounds with a lead over the Tampa Bay Rowdies as Pittsburgh scores the first 2 goals at Al Lang Stadium this year. The Rowdies had not allowed a goal until they conceded in this first half. With Eddie Rodriguez, I'm Drew Felios. The Rowdies in a position, Eddie, here at home that they have not been in all season long.
Yeah, definitely a territory they're not experienced before. Down at home, 2-1. A little bit of unlucky the first goal, but they got to come back. They got to keep possession of the ball, and they try to go forward and score some goals.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights of the first half. It did not take the Rowdies long to get that first goal.
Yeah, great ball played into the box. Roseboom with a little flick to the far post, and we talked about the wet conditions. The goalkeeper not able to hold on to that ball on the far post.
But then it was Pittsburgh coming right back, and this team showed some quicks, showed some great cohesion. Great save, though, there by Akira Fitzgerald as he makes his presence felt in the goal, but the Hounds just continue to attack, and they eventually get one here on an own goal.
Yeah, great ball, great shot by Parks, actually. He goes near post, Fitzgerald with a great save, and Lakuaki trying to get rid of the ball, misses with his left foot, finds the back of the net.
Rowdies trying to build some cohesion offensively. Not many chances as the Hounds were swarming. And then watch this run, just beautifully executed for the second goal.
And once again, Parks gets behind the defense in front of Fitzgerald. Just topos the ball for the 2-1 lead for the Hounds.
Take a look at our halftime stats brought to you by Technia Logistics. Pretty even across the board. Look at the fouls. Pittsburgh committing 7 in the first half.
Well, we knew they're going to be a very defensive team, especially when it comes down to winning the ball. But look at the possession, 62% by the Rowdies. That's what we expect out of them, especially at home, trying to go forward and create some chances.
All right, we'll have more from halftime coming up in just a moment. The Rowdies trailing 2-1 to Pittsburgh. We're back in a moment.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TVO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location. And you can click on the Future Radar button to see where the weather is headed. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TVO Weather today. Go to tvo.com/weather to get started.
Our next home game broadcast will be Saturday, June 2nd, as the Rowdies host Atlanta United 2. The broadcast kicks off at 7, with the match set for 7:30 here at Al Lang Stadium. Atlanta forward John Gallagher is someone to watch in that match. The Irish rookie has 5 goals on the season, 2 of them being headers. The Rowdies will also face off with Mikey Ambrose. His 2 free kicks resulted in goals in Atlanta's midweek matchup with Toronto FC 2. Ambrose had only scored 1 USL goal prior to this match, but now Ambrose serves as a huge threat on set pieces. Be sure to tune into This TV Tampa Bay Saturday, June 2nd, as the Rowdies host Atlanta United 2. Now, here's Drew Felios with USL News and Notes.
All right, Lyndon, thanks so much. Here's the Eastern Conference standings with all that Tampa Bay has been through over the past month. Still very much in the mix in 7th place in the East. FC Cincinnati right now at the top. Charleston Battery there as well. Louisville City, the defending champion, in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. All right, look at our out-of-town scoreboard and some great action going on this Saturday night. Charleston and Ottawa knotted in the second half in a draw. Charlotte over Toronto, that one at the half. FC Cincinnati 2-0 over North Carolina FC. How about Louisville City coming back to get a goal over Atlanta United 2, and that one now at 1 apiece. Indy 11 0-0 with Bethlehem in the first half. Storylines to tell you about this week. How about the Phoenix Rising leading the USL with 22 goals at a conversion rate of 21%. Pretty doggone good. Reno stunning Sacramento, 3 goals in 5 minutes for a come-from-behind thriller, 3-2. And then the Real Monarchs, #1 in the Week 9 power rankings in the USL. And what a Week 9 it was around the league.
A couple of moves inside the area.
Girls it in. Oh, what a strike from the captain! The Ram is in! Jesus Enriquez!
Drogba blast! And what a world-class goal that is from Didier Drogba!
Stutter step. Cavaluzzo!
Saved by Mizell!
Into the penalty area for 3, Frater! And a fantastic save produced by Matt Van Oekel. Incredible save.
Kelly from distance. And Mizell has converted.
Good ball to the back post. Gordon Wiles there, and what a strike from the German.
Zubak has a break on goal. He's looking to put the Galaxy on top 1-0, and he does. Ethan Zubak. Marco looking to cross, does, low cross, punched away. Takes a shot, now battle in the box, shot it in!
Kelly! Dave Kelly!
Side last, Holland will knock it back with the header, score! Cross into the middle for Williamson.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Okay. 2-1 your score. Pittsburgh leading Tampa Bay here as we get set for the second half. Lyndon Blake is with Rowdies' new coach, Neil Collins.
Coach, the Rowdies came out strong, but were not able to hold on to that lead. What was your message to them at the half?
At half-time, I think we've had a good chat, and we know that Pittsburgh are very good at what they do. Excellent, well organised, and we're going to need to pose them more problems going forward. We're playing right into their hands right now, but I've got full confidence at second half, shooting towards Ralph's mob, that we'll create some chances, and I think if we do that, we're going to have a chance.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Neil Collins, first time that he has been tested as a head coach, Eddie, and his first time on the sideline is 45 minutes in the books, and as a coach, you got to make those adjustments, you got to make those right calls, and let's see if some of those pay off here in the second half.
You do, of course. He's talking about creating chances, but in order to do so, you got to keep the ball going forward, keep possession of the ball. Therefore, getting the ball in the attacking third, and to do so, you got to have the ball at your feet, unless you're playing a great through ball into space. He does have a great point when he comes down to just you got to get behind the defense. You got to create chances. How? Well, whether you get overlaps in the outside or even direct going forward out of the center mid.
That guy right there was a handful. Romeo Parks, the Jamaican, tremendous. Rowdies had a hard time keeping up with him in the first 45.
Well, we knew they were going to be athletic. When you and I spoke to Bob Lilly on Friday, he said, look, we're a blue-collar team. Everybody works hard. Even the defenders, forwards. You talk about Parks and the pace. He's got the size to get behind defenders. And, he's got a goal and an assist to prove it. Great night for him. And that's if you want to give him the assist on the own goal. He's the one that took the shot near post. Fitzgerald with a good save.
So the Rowdies with the lone goal by Lance Roseboom. Roseboom starts the second half for Tampa Bay. No changes made as Tampa Bay starts half number 2, trailing 2-1. Coach Collins says, working with Ralph Smob in the background, feels like the Rowdies can pull even here at some point.
And that's the advantage of playing at home. You want that 12-man, what we call the stands, the home crowd, to make an impact, get the home team going, and of course, trying to create some chances going forward. As he mentioned, you got to figure out the key against this Pittsburgh Riverhound side that they're pretty good defensively, especially you've seen their semi-flat back four. Sometimes they play with 3. They morph into a 4. They play with those 2 defensive center mids, so they're very good defensively. They're not going to give you much.
Max Lakawecki handling for Tampa Bay. Took that big shot next to his eye. And a play that really turned the tide in the first half. This Rowdies team has been through a lot over the past month on the road against Charleston, Penn, Richmond, and then Jacksonville most recently in Open Cup play. Also keep in mind, Pittsburgh had an Open Cup match as well this past Wednesday. So both teams perhaps with legs that are a little bit rubbery tonight on the pitch.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you have to manage, personnel, players, minutes, especially when you play that midweek game in the Open Cup. Both teams played on Wednesday. It's a pretty quick turnaround for a Saturday night game. Of course, when you add traveling time as well, I know the Rowdies didn't get home till about 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. So not a lot of time to prepare for this match.
Parks was held. And they played forward right there, just outside the center circle. Parks from St. Mary, Jamaica. Portillos and now gets set to throw it in for Tampa Bay. Rowdies play 4 of the next 5 matches here in the friendly confines of Al Link Stadium. And the Hounds with Ray Lee. Joe Cole tried to take it from him. And Lee went to the ground quickly. Whistle immediately came in.
That's a good professional foul, though, by Joe Cole, because that stops the momentum out of the back from Pittsburgh. And you're not going to get a yellow card being that far away from your own goal. So it's a good, what we call a professional foul. Then you can restart, you can get your shape defensively, and organize the lines out of the back for the Rowdies.
Boom now. Megalice very involved in the first 45. Low Ted will stay with the Rowdies. Keep in mind, Rowdies starting Akira Fitzgerald in goal tonight. So Alex Morrell getting the start. Like the referee thought about the yellow card.
It's a good opportunity here for Schaefer and the Rowdies set piece. Plenty of players in the box. Roseboom, he's good in the air.
This one put high in the air. And Tampa Bay going to have another shot. Morrell on the ground. Straight forward the shot and deflected out. Joe Cole scored from a similar spot earlier on this season, nearly had another goal.
Yeah, great job by Alex Morrell. Look, cool, calm, and collect. Place a diagonal ball behind. Great negative ball to Joe Cole, who almost splits the whole entire Pittsburgh defense. He trickles to the whole defense for a corner kick.
Marcel Schaefer, this is what he does best. Several Rowdies get airborne. Cole takes a blast. And that one goes way over everybody.
Joe Cole with a second chance, just got a little bit under that ball, outside of his right foot. It's a great idea, though. That's the way you want to strike that ball. You have your leg going down. You just lean back just a little bit too much. Ball sails away.
Joe Cole was the one who stepped up during training yesterday. Eddie, immediately after the Rowdies had stepped off the pitch, and was asked by the throng of local media that came out about the coaching change, and a class act by Joe Cole giving his new head coach a big endorsement.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they've known each other for quite some time, and you know, they respect each other professionally as well. So now he goes from being a teammate to being a player-coach, you know, relationship.
Well, do you want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer on Instagram. And let's send it down to Lyndon Blake for more on Coach Collins.
Well, guys, you said Joe Cole gave Neil the big endorsement. Someone else that's given the big endorsement is his son. His son understands that his dad is now the head coach, and he's very excited. Neil says his son will miss him playing because he loves soccer, but is all excited. And of course, his wife couldn't be more proud of her husband.
Good stuff, Lyndon. Rowdies trying to get it deep. And it's taken away. Canardo Forbes. It's been a handful here tonight. Coach Collins on the far side, really vocal right now with his team. Looks very comfortable, doesn't he, over there?
Yeah, he did not like that call, and he's having to go at the referee. Pittsburgh, of course, coming out of the back. They're up in the scoreboard, so they're going to take their time coming out and try to draw some of those fouls, especially when they're on the line. Not necessarily a clear foul.
Eddie, when I say comfortable for Coach Collins, I mean looks like he belongs as a head coach. This is certainly his love, and he was even willing to give up the game when he was playing at a very high level.
No, absolutely. Very intense player. He's going to be a very intense coach as well. And you can tell the way he feels the game. As Joe Cole draws the foul.
Cole getting a little bit more involved here in the second half. His team needs him, trailing 2-1. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, and Lyndon Blake. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay. Hanlon, young keeper for the Hounds. Portillos now will throw it in. He's a little bit frustrated at the moment. And Collins saying, come on, they're delaying.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wants. He wants to make sure that Pittsburgh hurry up on the scoreboard, on the time. You want to make sure the ref is having a chat with the player, because you want to make sure that you don't keep squeezing 30, 40 seconds off the clock. That's the last time he's going to talk to the captain before issuing another yellow. Don't forget, Pittsburgh's got 2 so far.
This one blasted in. Ahead of Francois. Rosebud now will throw it in for Tampa Bay. 54 minutes in the books. Gorski sending it back. McAlise playing it forward. Now the Rowdies with something deflected. Just as the ball was about to enter the 18. Now it's the youngster, Alex Morel. Thrilled to be back in the 18 tonight. Has to retreat just a little bit, but still maintaining possession. Roseboom drops it off for Cole.
Yeah, that's a good job by Alex Morel. The play wasn't on. He brings the ball back, plays a negative ball, but he does not lose the ball, which is what you want in this situation.
After Roseboom, you can sense that every time Roseboom has possession, he is getting swarmed by the Hounds.
Yeah, he gets foul here. Forbes gets underneath him, and it's also the position where he plays. He plays defensive center mid, right in the middle, where you're not going to have a lot of time and a lot of space, a lot of legs, a lot of bodies in there, so he doesn't have much time to turn. That's why the speed of the game of your defender center mids has to be a lot quicker. You got to play the ball one touch, two touch. You have to know which way you're going before you receive the ball.
Schaefer touches this one down. Saw try and get airborne, just not enough. Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, weekdays starting at 4 on MOR. It's Family Fun Time featuring Steve Harvey, the Goldbergs, Modern Family, and Tampa Bay's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory. Turn on the laughs and get more with MOR. Rowdies still trying to pull even. 11 minutes into the second half. Joe Cole trying to collect. Hound went down, and a yellow is going to be issued, and I believe it's to Ristoff.
Georgie Ristoff a bit late to that tackle. Jordan Dover, the Pittsburgh player, on the ground.
Thank you, Yazeel, now to give it a ride for the Hounds. Gorski sends this one end to end. Gorski tosses it back. Crowd a little sedated right now here at Al Lang. Just waiting for the Rowdies to give them reason to cheer. Zadi and Roseboom. Roseboom playing out of the center circle. And now it's Cole. Cole orchestrating this one. Lakawecki tries to send it in, and nobody's there.
Much better by the Rowdies, Drew, knocking the ball around, switching the point of attack, and more so doing it one touch, two touch, spreading the ball, inviting Pittsburgh to get out, so now they can play that penetrating ball, get behind that defense. That's what you want right now. Stay patient. There's plenty of time in this game in the second half. Try to get something going at the attack.
Far side now, Portillos. And it's Schaefer. Wenzati. Contact, and does get the whistle.
Great turn by Wenzati on top of the box, collects the ball, mags one of the Pittsburgh defenders. Dangerous situation here. The Rowdies with the advantage. Couple of choices. Joe Cole on the ball, right foot. You see him there. Georgie Ristoff.
I love the tempo that Cole is playing with, Eddie. He just seems like a different player here in the second half, doesn't he?
Well, that intensity that we talked about, when you have a player of his caliber, of his experience, he's the type of player who can be quiet for 80 minutes and then he does something brilliantly the last 2 minutes and changes the tempo of a game. Don't be surprised if he goes near post on this free kick in swinger. You see Schaefer as well with a left foot option.
Joe Cole with a blast, and it squirts in! Joe Cole with a phenomenal blast, and we're tied at 2.
Just what I expected. Joe Cole going far post, the captain. And just like that, he ties it up 2-2 for the Rowdies. Great strike to the far post, and it actually goes, skips between the goalkeeper. We talked about, once again, the wet surface. It goes underneath his legs. He made the ball dip right before he got to the goalkeeper. That right there is experience. He knows he's going against a young goalkeeper. The third goal of the season, and how important is this goal, Drew? Late in this game.
Joe Cole doing what great players do. We're tied at 2, and the Rowdies still working. Cole trying to cross one in. Tampa Bay with Morrell trying to provide some numbers. Crowd is back in this match, and so are the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Send this one down, and an easy offside call there on Park. So for Joe Cole, it is his 3rd goal of the season.
Drew, we always talk about big-time players showing up in big-time games. Well, once again, Joe Cole, using all that experience, strikes a great ball, puts it in the heart of the box, inside the 16, inside the 18 rather, inside the 6, makes a bounce, and here's the first sub for the Rowdies.
Alex Morrell will come out and pave the way for Junior Flemings. The Jamaican comes in to try and make a difference. Fleming's a midfielder, struggled at times early this year, Eddie, but he's got tremendous speed and he can certainly get free. Is the sponsor K-Park Marketing. All Rowdies substitutes tonight brought to you by K-Park Marketing, a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
I think the sub, Drew, was going to happen prior to that goal. It was a forward for a forward. Of course, we know the speed and the pace of Flemings. He's had some great chances to score in different games. Let's see if he can come off the bench and be a catalyst for the Rowdies.
Rowdies undefeated at home since April 22nd of last year. He dropped one to the Charleston Battery, so over a year. And right now that streak is intact. Tampa Bay has fought back to win back the momentum here at home. Let's see if they can keep it.
Yeah, and they want to make sure they keep that momentum going. You do not want to drop. Just keep going forward. Get the next one in. Send some players forward.
Cole making it all happen right now. Flemings sends it back for Tampa Bay, and Roseboom will collect.
And you saw the difference, Drew, when the Rowdies started knocking the ball around, keeping possession of the ball, being patient, creating chances.
Portillo's trying to fight through 2 defenders. And it will be a corner kick for Tampa Bay. And all Rowdies corner kicks tonight brought to you by Ashley Holmstrom.
Once again, Schaefer, left foot in swinger. Let's not forget that that's how the Rowdies scored the first goal. It was a short corner kick to Alex Morrell.
This ball's got good trajectory. The Rowdies get up. Oh, Dan Lind will collect it. Nice header, great idea, just didn't have enough velocity on it.
Ivan Magales gets up in front of 2 defenders, makes contact with the ball. It's actually Flemings. Jumps in front of Roseboom. And Ivan.
Bounce now trying to answer. Kevin Kerr sends it far right side. Rowdies retreating, and they've had solid numbers back. Tied at 2 here in the 64th minute off a Joe Cole goal. Pounds attacking. Look out. Little hesitation. The shot is on. And Akira Fitzgerald, lucky that one sails over the crossbar.
Yeah, dangerous situation. Jordan Dover puts the ball over. Definitely had an angle to the far post. Right side of Fitzgerald. Collects the ball inside the 18. Cuts the ball to the outside. Tries to go far post. You can tell Fitzgerald didn't have a chance. And Dover just would love to have that chance again. Those are the type of gaps you cannot give the ball away right there, Drew. Very dangerous, especially on top of the 18. You got to win the 50-50 challenges on top of the box.
So impressed by these Hounds tonight. Tremendous speed, athleticism, and they are so organized and disciplined, thanks to the coaching by Bob Lilly.
You see how dangerous they are off the counterattack too. They do a pretty good job defending, but when they go forward, they counterattack. They go in waves.
Now Lanzati will hammer it out. Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, your next chance to catch Joe Cole, Georgie Ristoff, and the rest of your Tampa Bay Rowdies on this TV is Saturday, June 2nd versus the Atlanta United FC2. Game time 7:30. Pre-game at 7 o'clock right here on this TV, Tampa Bay. I love watching you on the pre-game show on the Jumbotron. And the fans get a chance to watch that show live as well with Lyndon Blake. Just a great part of the Rowdies experience.
It is, and it's a great chance for us to educate the home viewers as to what's going on with this great club. As I mentioned earlier, everyone in the league loves to come down and play against this, not only this great venue, but against a great team, especially with the record here at home. We heard from Bob Lilly during the week, who told us it's always tough to come into this venue and get a result.
Rayleigh now from the left side. Blackwecki trying to stay with him, be able to get through. And the Hounds will now lose set. Forbes, so good all night, collides with Cole. Cole,
you see, but once again, you see once again, that's another professional foul. He stopped Forbes from a great turn. If Forbes gets behind, now they're in trouble. Just once again, that maturity and that experience from Joe Cole, just brilliant. Different class.
Well, we invite you to keep up to date with all the best social media from around the league as Kelsey Steele hosts Off the Post. That's every Friday through the league's Facebook page, Twitter page, and Instagram feeds. Kelsey Steele hosting Off the Post. Check it out. Good stuff. Kevin Kerr, Englishman, 1 goal, 2 assists this year. Will give this one a ride in the free kick. And the captain's armband tonight.
The captain with the right foot in swinger. You see the dance inside the box, both teams. Very tight marking.
He's got some good spin on it. Look out, Parks in the vicinity. Now Zemansky, ball is trouble. Rowdies won an offsides. The shot is on, and how about that save by Fitzgerald? Did the flag go up? I didn't see one. As that ball was live, and Fitzgerald came up big.
Great job by Hunter Gorski, though, because he's the one to put pressure. He had all the time in the world. Parks turns, and if Gorski doesn't get back, he would have had it wide open net 1-on-1 against Fitzgerald. Great job tracking back, as all the players from the Rowdy just stepped up.
Hounds continuing to apply pressure and credit Bob Lilly. Coach Lilly said that we're not going to sit back tonight. We want to come in and play to win, even though we know Al Link Stadium is the toughest place to get a win in the entire USL. And tonight you're watching a team that has not lost this season, the only team that has not conceded. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds taking on the team that is maybe best at home, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And it's been everything we thought it would be and a lot more. Tied at 2 as the 70th minute approaches. Nice flick that time. Tampa Bay will play it with Wenzati. Now Schaefer. Schaefer trying to get into his favorite spot, tapped away by Dover.
He's so dangerous with that left foot. He's just trying to get a little bit of space behind so we can whip that ball in.
Now Wenzati stepping things up. Sends it a little bit wide. Fleming's trying to track it down.
Great turn by Wenzati, though. Oh, even
how about
better.
that? Junior Flemings. Oh, contact easy call there for the official. And Flemings doing a good job making something happen off the bench.
Great chance here for the Rowdies, and the captain is going to get. Nope, he's taking the spray out. I thought he was going to get a yellow. That would have been the second yellow. And that's where you have to be careful accumulating all those yellows. Schaefer, left foot in swinger, dangerous play. Rowdies with a chance.
Joe Cole. Right now he is the hottest one on the field in green and gold. Can they somehow get it to him? Ball doesn't make it through. Ball set up by the Hounds.
That's a good ball by Schaefer, just dinking the ball. You want to make sure somebody just goes in just a little flick to the far post. would make a difference.
Hounds lose that one. Junior Fleming's a difference maker at the moment. Now it's Forbes settling things for Pittsburgh.
Drew, this is right about the time where teams that come and visit start struggling physically. 75th minute, 80th minute. That's when you start getting the heavy legs. We'll see if that's the case with this Pittsburgh side. But once again, when you're a team just very good in the back, don't waste a lot of energy. Of course, we talked about both teams had a Wednesday night game. We'll see if this is going to be a factor in the last 20 minutes of this match.
Here's Ray Lee. We expect it to come right back to him. Makwecki trying to hold his ground. It should be a goal kick with Fitzgerald. So are there any adjustments, Eddie, at this point, if you're Neil Collins in your coaching debut here tonight? Anybody on the bench that you think you can go to? We see some answers now as Michael Nanchoff gets set to enter. An all Rowdies subs tonight, brought to you by K-Poc Marketing. And Joe Cole will exit. Michael Nanchoff comes on.
Well, Nanchoff is going to come and play for Joe Cole, attacking center mid. So you have a choice, attacking or defensive center mid, but this is the time where a lot of the players who've been playing in center mid been running a lot.
Great feet inside. Flemings with the header, and right at Dan Lynn again. Flemings knew he had a big opportunity there. But number 7 continues to make things happen.
It's a great cross though to the far post. Flemings all by himself, and he actually had Sadi right in the box. He just played the ball with his head back to him. Not enough on that header, going cross post. Daniel Lind, the goalkeeper, just collected the ball on the ground.
How will the Rowdies respond with their leader, Joe Cole, exiting here tonight? Right now, the tempo, the flow, feels pretty good.
Yeah, right now they're doing a much better job keeping the ball, and when it's not on low, to bring the ball all the way back to the center backs, switch the point of attack, trying to find those gaps, and that's where you want Flemings. One-on-one going forward, where he can be dangerous. Makwecki.
Gerardo Forbes. And he has covered so much ground tonight as number 11. He has just been everywhere.
And he does so much just keeping the ball, Drew. He goes side to side, maintains possession of the ball.
Forbes again. Gives this one a ride. There's the guy Parks in the vicinity. Fitzgerald will come over to play it for Tampa Bay. Joachim Graf is set to check in for the Rowdies. So Graf likely to come in, and Ristov should head to the bench.
And that's again a forward for a forward. So tactically, the skipper Neil Collins not changing anything, just changing players, bringing fresh legs into this game, but still trying to go forward and win this game.
Portillos gets it wide. Schaefer trying to get another cross in. That one, did it stay in? Then played it, and it certainly did.
Now we'll see what kind of subs Bob Lee will make, whether he takes a forward out for a defender, meaning that he'll be happy to get out of here with a 2-2 tied, or does he bring the forward, take a center mid, or forward for a forward out? He's got to be thinking about subs because he's got a game Wednesday night for the Open Cup.
Nanchoff and Flemings trying to team up that time, and here is Joachim Graf. And Graf actually played for Pittsburgh coach Bob Lilly last season in Rochester. So Graf will enter, and the Georgie Ristoff record-breaking goal is not going to happen tonight. Georgie gave it his all, not his best night of football, but Eddie, he has meant so much to this franchise over the years.
It's not so much that he didn't have a good night. He just didn't have services going to his feet, not everything going forward. Like I said earlier, our forward is only as good as the balls you gave him. If you have a center forward like Georgie Ristoff, you're not able to give him the ball to his feet or even into the space, you're not going to see much of him. He's not a true dribbler or a playmaker out of the back, even like a Joe Cole. So he's the type of player who plays like a number 9. You got to deliver the ball to his feet or into space for him to score.
Well, which teams are hitting peak performance in the USL? Find out every Monday afternoon when the USLsoccer.com power rankings are released to see where your team sits after its most recent results. The power rankings for the USL on USLsoccer.com. And this week it was the Real Monarchs, the #1 spot. Real came in here about a month ago, Eddie. The Rowdies took care of them 2-0. Shows you just how good Tampa Bay has been at home, but right now they are in a tussle with the Hounds of Pittsburgh. Marcel Schaefer to throw it in on the far side here in the 77th minute.
That movement off the ball is what Neil Collins is talking about. Keep the ball moving. We can hear him from the bench.
Lakawecki trying to find some space. Duncan Graf fighting to keep this one alive. Eddie, would a Jack Blake substitution make a difference right now?
Absolutely, especially if you're trying to go forward. You can take Roseboom out, a little more defensive-minded player, and bring Jack Blake with the ability to drive balls. He's another Schaefer, but right-footed. A player who scored goals last year, and he's got a feel ready for the Rowdies.
The big problem is tonight, Blake not activated, not in the 18. For the Rowdies, as the reserves were Mizell, Candawary, Flemings, Fernandez, Nanchoff, Graf, and Taylor. So Blake with the night off. Leo Fernandez, a notable name that has not seen action tonight.
Now you see Bob Lilly took him to a couple of subs, 2 if not 3. And that's what I was telling you earlier, Drew. He's thinking about managing minutes and managing players, personnel. He's thinking if they can get out of here with this scoreboard, and then think about the Wayne State game back at home.
Start to see some of the body language, too, for the Hounds. They are feeling it at this point. This is certainly testing the resilience. Another game on the road as Forbes once again gets his team into position. His motor never stops.
Well, and this is one of those things where if you're not used to playing this humidity, it kind of sneaks up on you. You can be running thinking you're still okay, hydrated. Before you know it, you start experiencing cramps. And by the time you get cramps, you're done. You can't just drink water and be okay.
That's what's hotty. Michael Nanchoff. Rowdies being very selective in their chances here.
And that's okay because there's still plenty of time. You'd much rather just keep the ball and wait for a good opportunity to make it clear. All you need is one. You tied up the game. Now you're not as concerned as far as, having to score.
Now it's Swanzati sending it far. Schaefer on the ground, and a corner kick coming up for Tampa Bay. They waited for the right moment, and the right moment came. And a slew of substitutions about to be made for Pittsburgh. As Adewale, Toby Adewale, number 2, leads the charge. Also going to see Nico Brett as well. Number 9, Brett is the top goal scorer on the right side right there. He is certainly one to watch. The Rowdies cannot let him get loose. He is tremendous. Joe Holland as well, number 4, to check in also.
Yeah, you see Parks, who had a great night tonight, and Szymanski leaving the field as well.
Keep in mind, Eddie, this team has an Open Cup game this coming Wednesday against FC Cincinnati. So Coach Lilly said they're going to try the best to win tonight but they certainly have Wednesday in mind as the superstar Parks gets a talking to.
And the captain comes out as well.
Joe Holland entering for the Hounds.
Schaefer, left foot in-swinger, far post.
Bench off. Good chance for Tampa Bay. Got inside the 18, had a little bit of space to work with, but couldn't collect. And now Francois attacking the other way for the Hounds. Rosebroom right there with him.
Just about 10 minutes left in this game. Drew, this is when you decide you want to go for it and win at home, or you sit back, you make a sub, put a forward for either a defender or a midfielder trying to push the lines and go with 3 forwards.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch Hollywood's greatest stars 24 hours a day on This TV Tampa Bay. Plus, catch all the stars of your Tampa Bay Rowdies. Every Rowdies home game on This TV Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's first 24-hour movie channel, home of Rowdies soccer. 82nd minute. We're down the stretch here at Al Lang Stadium. Ball sent in the box. Rowdies trying to keep it out. The shot taken, and what a save by Akira Fitzgerald. Oh, boy.
Absolutely great save right on the line. Fitzgerald definitely with a save of the night. I don't know how the ball didn't go in. Look at that. Gets up. One glove, left hand, one hand. Nico Brett. You couldn't believe that ball didn't go in. Right about 6 yards out.
What an opportunity for the top goal scorer of the Hounds, but it goes for naught thanks to Akira Fitzgerald. Right now Joe Holland works the other way. Eddie, altogether, are you happy with Fitzgerald's performance in goal tonight for Tampa Bay?
Oh, absolutely. He's been solid. He's got a couple of great saves, including the last one, but even on the first goal, I mean, he went in and it was a really good shot near post by Romeo Parks. You know, unfortunately, the ball deflected off of him with a lot of spin, but he's got a good night. Good on the delivering out of the back, just good as far as owning his own box. Controlling the flat back 4 out of the back. Pretty good, solid job by the goalkeeper tonight.
Ball gets away from the Hounds. Now the Rowdies will toss it in. Time starting to slowly become a factor here in this match. Portillos has 1 goal this season. Now would be a good time to add to that. Francois turning. Portillos chasing.
Now there's definitely pushing by Portillo from the side. Line's been close enough. Portillo's had a great night as well. A lot of times he stepped in at the right time, anticipated, and let me tell you, he's had his hands full taking care of Francois and even players like Romeo Parks, who are pretty physically and pretty big and strong and fast as well.
Akira Fitzgerald to give this one a ride. Flemings right there as he's been since he checked in. Dan Lynn kicks it out of the air for the Hounds. Dan Lynn out of Penfield, New York, former Rochester Rhino. Rhinos, of course, Eddie, taking the year off. Rich Lilly was their head coach, spending time in Pittsburgh. Had a good contingency of players stay with him, so the chemistry built right in this season. And the Hounds are showing the results of that. Good tussle going on here. Once again, it's that man again, Canardo Forbes. He has won so many balls tonight.
So active at center mid, not only creating going forward, but even defensively as well. He's not shy about putting his tackles in.
This ball's got a chance. Jochen Graf chasing it down and firing just over the crossbar.
Great job, though, by Graf. Just the way he took the ball, angle, the ball gets away from him a little bit. As you mentioned, played for Bob Levy last year with the Rochester Rhinos. We saw him score a great goal in preseason against one of the MLS teams that came into the Tampa Bay Rowdies tournament, preseason tournament.
Jochen Graf had 11 goals last year for Rochester. A good season. And this is going to be an offsides.
Inside, he gets called for the offside.
Now it's Forbes. We're here in the 87th minute. Both teams coming off a Wednesday Open Cup match. Any question is, at this point, do you think both teams would be satisfied leaving here in a draw and getting the point?
Oh, absolutely. For Pittsburgh and Bob Levy, they would be ecstatic to get out of here with this score. You know, for the Rowdies at home, we were expecting, of course, a win because we're so used to watching them win.
Here's Graf again. Graf tried to thread the needle that time, looking for the electric Junior Flemings.
That's a good idea, though. Flemings was wide open, trying to play that through ball, thread the needle. There's still time left. It's not over yet.
A little bit of confusion right now down there. Gio's got to be careful. Kicks that ball away. Let's see. Where they're going to place this one. Going to give it to Pittsburgh. Now he's trying to get a late charge here in the final minutes. New head coach Neil Collins, boisterous, up all game long, and tested here in his coaching debut.
Of course, and I can understand that intensity. He's trying to win this game. He's telling players to hurry up and not agreeing with the referee as far as the way Pittsburgh is wasting time.
Yeah, you can really see and feel that intensity from Tampa Bay here late because Collins is in this one. Flemings with the header. And what a save by Dan Lynn. How does that not? Rowdy's able to come away with it. An inch off. Tampa Bay trying to get it to Flemings one more time. Taken away by Adewale. Now Hounds working with Forbes. He has done everything tonight. Jordan Dover, right side. Forbes again. Very organized, very methodical, very calculating are the Hounds, but Akira Fitzgerald has been rock solid here in half number 2.
Great job by Fitzgerald, and that's what I mean about owning that box. He comes out, collects the ball. He comes out when he needs to come out.
Now nearing extra time, and we'll hang on and see how much extra time we're going to have. 90 minutes in the books here at Al Link Stadium. 3 minutes of extra time. Let's see what the Rowdies can do with it.
It's enough for a couple of chances. Keep the ball out of the back to a safe place and start dumping balls forward into space. There it is.
Good ball this time. And again, it's Flemings. Can he score this time? Deflected. Rowdies are trying to stay with it. Lakawecki couldn't collect. And now here's the counter. Fresh legs with Holland held up. And this should be a yellow. It will be. Credit Pittsburgh. Being very aggressive here in the final minutes. As soon as they get possession, they immediately are attacking the other way.
No, they know to go forward as soon as they win the ball, especially in transition. And that yellow card issued to Max Lakawecki. Once again, that professional foul. But when you're in your defense in half, most of the times you're going to get that yellow, especially late in this game.
Every moment precious now. We're in the final moments. Zadi to Rosebrook. Center circle. Lakawecki. Gorski trying to get it ahead. Nice one, too. Rowdies trying to build some tempo, but just too many white jerseys right there.
It's a good idea. He had Graf wide open, though, far post. The 1-2 was working. And you see how much better they do when they knock the ball around. Just a 1-2 touch, moving off the ball, creating space for themselves. And of course, creating space where the player can play the ball and you don't have it.
Holland sends it across the field. Now Francois surveying things. Gets it to the right side. Dover creeps over for the Hounds. Pittsburgh wants a handball, not going to get it.
Oh, but they're going to get a corner.
Must be careful here, Eddie, if you are Tampa Bay. This Pittsburgh team just far too dangerous.
And you see every player from the Rowdies defending, except for now you see Flemings coming back, taking at least 2 of the defenders from Pittsburgh away from the box.
So this is Joe Holland to put it in the air. Tampa Bay in place defensively. Try to clear this one out. Scorbs approached. Good job. The Rowdies to just send it out of bounds. And that is going to do it. Both teams exhausted here on the pitch. Not the result that both teams wanted first and foremost, but for the Rowdies, it steps forward through what has been a brutal past month. And for Pittsburgh, a point on the road in the most difficult place to play in the league for the opposition.
Yeah, once again for Pittsburgh, they do what they have to. They come here, and I guarantee you that Bob Lilly is going to lead Tampa Bay in a happy man the way his team played. For the Rowdies, not the way they wanted to, but a good result.
Let's send it down to Lyndon Blake.
Coach, it's not the win that you wanted, but are you proud of your team, given the rigorous schedule you played, to come into a tough environment and still keep your undefeated season alive?
Yeah, I mean, it counts for something. I mean, it's disappointing to work so hard to pull in front, and you know, I just think we started the second half sitting back, which we didn't want to do.
Thanks, Coach.
You know, and once they scored, we played, and it could have been anyone's game. I think both teams wanted the 3 points. Unfortunately, it's a draw, but you know, at least we got something out of the game.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck in the Open Cup.
All right, Tampa Bay Rowdies 2-2. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and a draw here at home. Tampa Bay will get the point and finally get a point. All right, let's send it back down to Lyndon now. Lyndon?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the new coach. Got the first game under your belt. How proud of you of how your team battled against this tough Pittsburgh team?
So proud. It was a very tough game. I knew it was going to be very tough. I'm pleased that we've kept our unbeaten home record. There's been a lot of things this week from Monday to Friday, logistical things that don't go out in the media, and you know, they can be excuses, but no one wants to hear them. My job now is to give these players no excuses. I think that's the big thing. I don't want to give them any excuses, but I'll tell you this tonight, in terms of just their effort, some of them are dead on their feet. Delighted with them.
Thanks, Coach.
So, I think the words from Coach Collins right there say everything. Considering the week that was here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, he'll take that point.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with him, especially the way the last couple of days have been, not only for him personally, But, you know, you got to give them credit. They came here, they kept that streak going. And at the end of the day, they're moving in the right direction.
Two outstanding teams going at it tonight. In the end, a 2-2 draw. Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. Post-game show is coming up in just a moment from Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Pete.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day. Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's tailgate 101.
There's your final score, 2-2, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. And what a night it was here at Al Lang Stadium. Heavy rain in the pregame. Things settled down weather-wise, and Tampa Bay eventually settled down as well after the most emotional week that a lot of these players have been through in quite some time. Tampa Bay weathering the storm, literally, and coming away with the point tonight at home. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios alongside Eddie Rodriguez. It was an emotional week here for Tampa Bay. A new head coach, Eddie, and the players dealing with a lot of highs and lows. Considering everything, how do you think Tampa Bay fared?
Yeah, you're right. A lot of things to consider, a lot of the logistics, as Coach Neal mentioned, a lot of things that we're not aware of. So you have to give them a little bit of a break when it comes down to it. Now, they played their hearts out. They ran, they tackle. Now, you have to remember, too, a lot of new faces on the team. It's going to take a little bit to get used to the new players. So it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve as they go forward.
All right, the game started out for Tampa Bay about as well as it could. The Rowdies came roaring out of the gates, and they get a goal quickly down just in the third minute. They go right to town, and it was Roseboom with the touch right there, getting it right by the Hounds keeper.
Alex Morel with a good service into the box, and then Roseboom with a little flick to the far post, and just like that, the Rowdies are ahead in the third minute.
But Tampa Bay's defense would be tested early and often. What happened here? A total misfire right there, and it winds up an own goal.
Yeah, Parks takes a shot. You know, Alex trying to clear the ball out of the back, misses the ball, and he goes for an own goal.
Rowdies struggled to really get into their offense, and tell you what, this Hounds team, they were swarming also. And watch Romeo Parks. He was sensational tonight.
Yeah, once again, they make you pay. Fernando Forbes with a great assist. And how about Parks, you know, finish right there. And how about this great shot by the captain, Joe Cole. Talked about experience. He makes the ball dip right before the goalkeeper to tie it up at 2.
Yeah, Joe Cole with an emotional play. Probably the biggest moment of the season, trying to ignite this Rowdies team. But Tampa Bay still going to be tested, and Akira Fitzgerald with some huge saves late.
Outstanding save right there by the goalkeeper late in this game. Watch that. One-handed, gets up, collects the ball. And on the other side, Fleming gets up to the highest point. And the goalkeeper makes an outstanding save, laying right on the line. That would have gone Andrew. That would have been the difference in this game.
All right, final stats of the night. Tampa Bay did a pretty good job with possession, 62%. Fouls dominated by Pittsburgh. And any numbers really stand out to you here?
And you see the difference when they started keeping the ball, especially in the second half, 62.5%. You know, look at the shots now on the box, 7-1. Corners, 5-3. And the fouls, look at the difference. Pittsburgh, we knew that we're going to be a very defensive team. They came here, they proved it.
So altogether, the very first head coaching job for Neil Collins, I'd say, was a success, and interesting to see what lies ahead for this Tampa Bay Rowdies team for the rest of 2018. All right, our post-game show is just getting started. Lots more to come from here at Al Lang Stadium. 2-2, the final score, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TBO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location, and you can click on the future radar button to see where the weather is headed. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TBO Weather today. Go to tbo.com/weather to get started.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Rowdies get a draw tonight, 2-2 to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and Joe Cole was simply sensational. He is standing by with Lyndon Blake.
Thanks, guys.
We're actually going to go ahead, Lyndon.
Thanks, guys. You were able to come out in the second half and get the equalizer, and you came out with such intensity. Kind of take us through your mindset as you entered the second half.
We wanted to be more intense, more forward runs. I thought the front three responded at halftime. Neil made a few tactical changes, and we got a good response, so it's a good start all round, yeah.
And you mentioned earlier this week the tactical messages that Neil was giving to the team. Now that you have the first game underneath your belt, what's it like to play for him?
You know, it's one day to prepare, one day for a game. So, you know, we're happy with it. We've got a point on the board, and we've got a whole week to prepare for the next game. So we're looking forward to that now.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much.
All right, Lyndon, thanks so much. Joe Cole, a class act, and his calming influence on this franchise was huge this week, and tonight he had the Lunazol shot of the game as well.
What a great goal. You talk about using that experience. He knows the ground is wet. He drives the ball, makes sure that the ball's going to bounce right in front of the goalkeeper, and look what happens. Goes between his legs, just the way he planned it, and just a lot of experience, like I said during the broadcast, just different class.
Again, the Lunazol tequila shot of the game, and that's why if you're the Rowdies, you have players like Joe Cole. You know, Cole, I think, he was a guy with his coaching mind and aspirations in the future that I think probably was thought about for a position like this, but Cole said, no, Neil Collins is the guy, and Joe Cole is such a leader on this team. Eddie, it really showed tonight.
That's right, and he shows on the field he's going to support his friend, now his head coach, and he knows that, now you got to respect him as a head coach. You're still a player, so there's that difference in between. He knows that he's been around the block. Both of them, with a lot of experience, they've been around the block, so they know the way the rankings work.
Yeah, that is what leadership is all about. Joe Cole certainly showed it here tonight. All right, and then as far as some of the changes that Coach Collins made, we talked about the youngster for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I'm talking about Alex Morrell. Talked about also Akira Fitzgerald. First of all, Morrell, size up the play of Alex.
I think he stepped in at the right time, and he's got a little bit of pace, a lot of pace. He can get behind defenders. Like I said, the thing about forwards, you got to be able to deliver the ball. Georgi Ristov wasn't as active, not because he wasn't running, just because they were not giving him those balls. Now, different player. Georgi Ristov is a number 9 who can hold the ball a lot bigger. Now, Alex Morrell can get behind defenders. He did that. He had a couple of great crosses. So I think overall he did well, especially for his first game, especially here at home, and his first quality minutes with his Rowdies.
We just mentioned Akira Fitzgerald. What do you know? Lyndon Blake is with him right now. Lyndon?
Akira, this was your first start of the season. Got to get out there and get a lot of action. What did it feel like to be back on the pitch?
Yeah, it was great to finally be back on the field. Almost a year since the last time I had to play for the team, so I'm just happy to be a part of it again. A little bit bittersweet. Obviously, we wanted 3 points for the fans who've been there with us this whole time. A bit of a tough run, but I mean, I think second half we were so much better. I think the more time we have with Neil, the more steps the fans will see of us getting better and better. I think we really fought for the whole 90 minutes tonight, which was huge. Gave everything. I think we just ran out of time. I think we get 5-10 more minutes, we're going to win that game. So overall, a little bit disappointing, but happy to be back in the team and good to at least get a point tonight.
That last save was definitely the save of the night where that ball almost just slid by you. Take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, the guys have been putting on the line all night for me, so it was just my turn to step up and help them out. I'm glad I was able to get a strong hand to it, get on the rebound again. So, yeah, just happy to do my part and help us at least get this point.
And a lot of changes have happened this week. It's your first game under the new coach, Neil Collins. What's it been like to play for him tonight?
So far, it's been great. I think Neil's really brought a new energy, a new feel around the camp, which has been huge. I think everyone just wants to fight. Know that, it's a clean slate, so whatever happened in the last 10 games, it doesn't really matter. It's all about just putting in the work now each day, take your chance when you get it, and then let's just go build forward and keep getting better each day.
Thanks, Akira.
Thanks.
Guys?
All right, Lyndon, thanks so much. Fitzgerald played well. Question is, Eddie, did he win a job tonight? Cody Mizell has played outstanding all year, but Fitzgerald certainly showed he has got something.
No, definitely. And just the fact that both goalkeepers are going to fight for that #1 spot, I think if anything, he showed that he can actually fight with Cody Mizell, who's had a pretty good season this far. So now Fitzgerald with that great save late in this game, he's making a case for himself about who's #1.
All right, Akira Fitzgerald, tremendous tonight for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Our post-game show rolls on after a 2-2 draw, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. Great to have you with us tonight on This TV, Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
It's time to celebrate and save at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save 35% on furniture and mattresses. Or get 72 months no interest on new styles to celebrate your home. Going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Hurry in and save at Ashley Home Store.
After a 2-2 draw, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh now look ahead. The Rowdies and Riverhounds put it all on the line tonight here at Al Lang Stadium. Very entertaining match, and Lance Roseboom scored the first game of the goal here for the Rowdies tonight.
Yeah, it was a great play. He went near post, just a little flick to the far post, but not a lot of power. A lot of the times you don't. We talked about the conditions of the field. It was wet. It rained throughout the warm-up, so just a little flick to the far post did the trick.
All right, and Lance now is standing by with Lyndon, guys.
Lance, 2 back-to-back outstanding home performances for you. You came out tonight, scored within the first minutes of the game. Take us through your first goal this season.
Yeah, no, it was a bit fortunate for sure, but Neil, coach, I should say now, put an emphasis at the beginning of the game to come out a little bit more up-tempo, and Marcel and Alex played a quick corner kick. Alex got the ball in and was trying to flick it on, and I think the good Lord must have put it in for me, but it was good. We started off strong, and it was good to get my first goal for the club. You always like helping the organization any way you can.
And Joe Cole kind of stepped up in that second half as a team leader, getting that next goal. Talk about how vital he's been in this transition.
Yeah, obviously he's extremely important for us, especially with all the ups and downs we've been through. He's played on every single stage you can imagine, and we're very lucky and we're very thankful to have him. And like you said, he had a great shot in the second half, a good effort, and we needed that. You know, and the guys showed some fight in the second half. Really good fight. Like I said, we faced a lot of adversity the last little bit, and it was good to get that second goal. Pittsburgh's a tough team to play. Credit to them. But it was good to fight in the second half. Good battle.
And you did come out hard in the second half. We're able to get the draw. What does this do for the team's confidence, especially coming off this tough road stint?
Yeah, no, it's been a long couple weeks. And I think it mentally it helps us quite a bit. We haven't come back from a deficit this year yet, actually. And so it was extremely important for us to come out that second half, prove that we can, stand up to adversity, face it, and get a result. So obviously we wanted to win. Obviously we wanted to win in front of our home fans. But tonight we'll take the point. And the energy was great tonight. We can improve on our performance, but the energy was great, and we have a base to build on from there.
Thanks, Lance. Guys?
All right, thank you so much. Great job by Lance Roseboom tonight, a player that came over from Ottawa trying to sort of find his way into the lineup early in the season, made a few starts, and looks like that the starting job could be his to lose. He had that great start with the goal, Eddie, but then was swarmed by the Hounds and had to sort of settle in. Let's, of course, take a look at the goal first.
Yeah, of course, once again, great ball by Alex Morel. Little flick right there with the outside of his right foot, and just does enough to score that goal. And as you mentioned, as the game went on, he kind of settled down a little bit. The first 20 minutes, it was a little bit different, playing defensive center mid, losing a few balls, but that's the job right there. You're not going to have a lot of time. You're not going to have a lot of space, so you got to be so good on the ball, especially in your first and second touch.
And you could tell that was an area that the Hounds really wanted to attack throughout this match. All right, 2-2 draw, Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. We've got more from Al Lang Stadium as the postgame show rolls on here in downtown St. Pete.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dog.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgating 101.
Welcome back to Outlank Stadium. The postgame show rolls on. 2-2 was the final score. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Drew Felios alongside Eddie Rodriguez, and now we're going to welcome in Lyndon Blake, because, Lyndon, you had the best view of all of us tonight watching new coach Neil Collins, his first job here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Assess his performance from your view. How did he do tonight?
Definitely had the best seats in the house to view Neil Collins in his first match. We all know how intense he is as a player, and he really brought that intensity to the sidelines. As a coach, he was getting involved. The players were really receptive of what he was telling them from the sidelines. And it was also really cool. Something I noticed this game was to hear the crowd support for Neil coming behind him. Every decision he made was just followed by cheers from the midfield stands, and also the players on the bench really were getting involved and supporting him, which is always good to see with a change that just happened a couple of days ago. This Wednesday, he was playing. He was on the field in a Rowdies uniform. Now he's in the sidelines in a suit, and he did a great job, guys.
Yeah, good stuff, Lyndon, as Lyndon provides her perspective. Lyndon, great job also tonight up and down the pitch. And Eddie, now we turn things to you. How tough is it for a guy to sort of relinquish his playing career, become a coach within 48 hours, and then coach in a tough game with his team?
Yeah, no, it's tough because, you know, you talk about the logistics. They just came and told him, hey, we want you to be the head coach. Now, the good thing for him, he's had experience coaching. He's got a UEFA A, which is the highest license you can have in Europe, equivalent of the USSF A here in the U.S. So he's no stranger to coaching. However, just the logistics of how quick it happened. Now, the other part is you got to get that space between you and your friends. You used to hang out with them. Now you're their coach, and they got to listen to you. So those are the little things they're going to have to change, and I think he'll do a great job, though.
All right, interesting to see what the future holds for the Tampa Bay Rowdies as they get ready to head to Toronto. Look around the USL. And some of the scores. The Battery and Ottawa, a scoreless draw. Charlotte Independence, a 2-1 final over Toronto. We've also got Cincinnati, FC Cincinnati, exploding in the second half to take care of North Carolina FC. Louisville City challenged early, but they do get by Atlanta United 2-1. And then the Bethlehem Steel, that's late in the second half, 2-1 over Indy 11. So the Tampa Bay Rowdies actually going to drop a spot after the draw. Still, they get the point, though, and you look at the teams above them. It is going to be a tough race to the finish. I know we're not even at midseason yet, Eddie, but you got some tremendous teams in the top 8.
Yeah, you do, and let's think about this league is super competitive, so you know, you got to keep going, as you mentioned. There's a lot of soccer to be played left, so there's no time to hit the panic button just yet. Let the new coach, Neil Collins, do his job.
Yeah, the Rowdies have to head to Toronto. You almost just want to get that out of the way because you get by that, and you've got 3 straight home games, Atlanta United, Nashville, and Penn. Eddie, the Rowdies come back home Saturday, June 2nd, as they welcome in Atlanta United. 2 coverage starts at 7 p.m., and our game begins at 7:30. It was fun tonight and a great job by Neil Collins, new Rowdies head coach. For Eddie, for Lyndon on the field, I'm Drew Felios. Now it's time for the match in 15.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TBO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location. And you can click on the future radar button to see where the weather is heading. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TBO Weather today. Go to tbo.com/weather to get started.